Hello and welcome to Community Media's Christmas special here on Christmas Eve.
We have a lot of great things coming up that you don't want to miss, and we're very excited for you to stay tuned and see what's coming up in 2025.
And not only what's coming up, but what we did here at Community Media in 2024.
Stay tuned.
So I don't know if you know this.
Oh.
But tonight here on Community Media, we have our very own Santa tracker.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited. It's Christmas.
Throughout this program, we are going to be tracking where Santa is. We're going to let you know where he is so you can make sure your little kiddos are in bed. And right now, he is
Not here yet.
not even in the United States,
He's not
even
here
close.
yet.
It looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, I think he's over in South Africa right now. I could be reading this wrong, but stay tuned. We have a tracker on Santa, and we're going to let you know exactly where he is all night tonight. But before we get to that, what do we have coming up?
What do we have coming up? That's a really great question.
A lot of great people who made Community Media really special this year with their talents, their abilities, and their sports and trivia. So here we have some great clips for you now.
Hi there, I'm Jessica Dean with Celebrate Gettysburg Magazine. I own the publication, design it, and I'm so excited to be here and be in this community where there's just so much good, and I feel like we can all do a little good throughout our day. So I just wanted to wish you happy holidays, and I hope that everyone has just a wonderful holiday and a happy new year.
Hi, this is Dr. David Bolton with my lovely wife Tara, and we're here tonight to thank everybody for supporting Community Media. Please tune into our shows and remember to get out into the community and do something for somebody else. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
You know what? What we're going to say is we're going to talk about sports chat and what's coming up. And we have three really cool individuals. They're Joe Yeck, Scott Anderson, and Casey Lawrence. And they're going to talk all about
Some really fun, exciting things they have coming up for their 2025 season. It's hard to say 2025.
It is hard to say that.
That's
but
next
what's
year
easy
already.
to say is that two of these individuals have already been in the Hall of Fame.
I'll cheers
so
to
they're
that.
going to talk about that
Let's cheers
quite
to
a
that.
bit. I
We're
love
excited.
that. Here at Community Media, we have a lot of really inspiring and amazing people all over Adams County, and we're lucky enough to be able to bring them into your home. So stay tuned so we can get to meet them.
Pull up your comfy chair,
yeah.
and if it's still cold out,
Yeah.
some hot chocolate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's really good.
Oh, I didn't taste
make
mine
it
yet.
with milk.
Well, let me taste mine yet.
Yeah. So much better with milk.
I agree, but we also need some marshmallows. Yes, marshmallows are the thing. Okay, we'll see when we come back.
This program was made in partnership with the Adams County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. The Adams County Sports Hall of Fame exists to honor those who participate in athletics in our local community and to celebrate those values that sports can serve to develop in those who participate. To become a chapter member and honor future deserving sports notables, contact President Joe Yeck via email jyeck64@gmail.com or by telephone 717-357-2147. You may also contact Ed Riggs by email edriggs78@gmail.com or telephone 717-357-0133. Hello again, sports fans, and welcome to a special edition of Sports Chat. We are celebrating the holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Eid, Happy New Year. All the happies to each of you from all of us here at Community Media. I'm Jeff Cook. Corey Smith is here. We have three distinguished guests. I'll start To my far left, Scott Anderson, longtime coach in the New Oxford School District, baseball, varsity Legion, recent inductee into the Adams County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Joe Yeck is here, longtime basketball coach at Biglerville, and I know you had lots of other coaching stops, but he's the president and member of the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame, the Adams County chapter as well. And we're very pleased to have with us Casey Lawrence, a graduate of DeLone Catholic, 17 seasons in professional baseball, and another season coming up with the Seattle Mariners. Casey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, I already picked his brain about the free agent signing by the Phillies, and Casey, you think it was a good move for the one-year contract? So it's kind of like $10 million, or could be money well spent for the Phillies.
I think it's money well spent for the Phillies. Jordan, fantastic talent, even better human being. So it's a good fit for Philly. He's a bulldog.
Jordan Romano,
Yep.
and he's only 31, but apparently he's coming off some kind of injury.
I think maybe an elbow or shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, he's had a lot of innings under his belt with Toronto and the back end of that bullpen. But I think it's a good addition.
So you've been a pitcher for a long time. I mean, I know I'm just asking you this out of the blue, but if you had to name the all-star team of players that you faced in the major leagues, you don't have to go by position, but who are some of the highlights?
I can give you a top three.
Okay.
Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, right off the top of my head.
Juan Soto just got, what, 760 million, 765? I mean, once you're talking that much money.
Tough to turn that down.
But what the Yankees offered him almost as much.
760.
760.
5 mil.
So I'm trying to crawl inside the brain of Juan Soto. Did he want to be the man, not share it with Aaron Judge, or is it because the National League is more of a fastball league? He doesn't want to see so many breaking balls. There's been that history of that from inside baseball people, don't you? Have you heard that before about National League or Fastball League?
100%. And to go even further, I know during his interviews with a lot of these teams, he was very particular in a lot of certain aspects, whether it was where his family was sitting for games, when the roof was open or closed in some of these domed / open ceiling stadiums. I mean, he knew what he wanted. He did.
He had a wish list, huh?
He did.
And there's an opt-out after 5 years, I believe. So there's ways that he
If
can
it turns out
yeah.
he's underpaid 5 years from now.
Or he wants to get out of the Mets area and then kind of re-pursue another contract or something like
How
that.
much of that is guaranteed? Of that amount?
A lot.
All of
I
it.
mean,
Really?
All of baseball's all of it. Yeah. So it's
Wow.
like I said, tough to turn that down. And I know part of the extension deal was, if he did opt out, the team had an option to add $4 million to every year. So you had another.
And he bet on himself 2 years ago when the Nats gave him 15 years, 440 million there. So he turned that down, and then, what the last 2 years done, showed, from 440 million to 765 million. It seemed like he won that deal.
and I saw something in today's paper. It turns out that it's so much per an astronomical, like $3 million a game or something ridiculous, unbelievable.
Per game, per
But
RBI.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, Jeff, if a guy got 100,000, that was who was the first one that went and got 100,000? I'm trying to think back. It wasn't Mantle, was it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that was like
I can remember Pete Rose saying he wanted to be the first $100,000 singles hitter.
Yeah, or maybe he was. Well, the news in baseball, the Hall of Fame, I just welcomed 2 new members. You guys are in our local hall, but Dave Parker and Dick Allen, many would say overlooked for too long. They got their just due just in the last couple of days. So,
It's a shame Allen wasn't alive to see it.
I know.
He certainly deserved it way before this time.
oh yeah, he was. I mean, I remember I was a kid when they lost. They had a 6.5 game lead with 12 games to play, and they lost on the last day to the Cardinals. Or no, the Reds lost, and the Cardinals ended up winning. But
I was at that first game that they had the 10-game losing streak.
oh, were you really? Okay.
Cincinnati Reds 1-0. Chico Ruiz stole home.
Oh yeah, and that's what started the downward slide. I mean, they had Bunning and Short, and they pretty much that was it. Kind of like Spahn and sane and pray for rain, right? Yeah.
Gene Mauch, they said they just kept pitching, bunting in short.
Yeah.
Back to, and not giving much rest to those guys at that period of time.
But Richie, called me Dick Allen, he hit 329, Rookie of the Year that year, and some of the analytics, it seems that he really was overlooked because he could hit a ball a long way, but he also had his career OPS was 915 or something like that. So
I saw him hit one out of Connie Mack over at left field.
The light tower.
Over the top out of the park.
Oh yeah. So anyway, well, Casey, so it seems like everybody's throwing 100 miles per hour these days in the major leagues. How is that evolution, genetics, or guys lifting weights? I mean, I know there's still lots of arm injuries, and it goes with the territory, I guess. But what's your take on that?
Well, I think if we look across sports in general, athletes today are bigger, faster, stronger. And I think that goes, whether it's dietitian, whether it's strength and conditioning, or just evolution of the human body at this point. But you're right. I mean, the velocity of the fastball now is just through the roof, and it's pretty much everybody and anybody. But it still comes down to execution. You see the best pitchers in the game can execute their fastball in the zone.
Yeah, but you see guys like Strasburg breaking down, and who was the guy for the Giants? Same thing, Lincecum.
Lincecum.
Yeah, so
I did see something.
they don't have that. It could be structural. I don't know, but
I did see something just maybe it was today or yesterday. I read where back in the '90s, the Tommy John surgeries were only 20 couple during the '90s, and now it's over. And just last year was over 100 some for the major leagues.
and some guys have had it multiple times, right?
Multiple,
How about you?
three.
Have you been?
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I've had really no major injuries. I had an oblique issue in 2012, and that's really been it. I've been able to stay healthy and go out there and compete and
Durability.
It's
Plus, you know your craft pretty well. We talked a little bit before we came on the air. I asked you how many pitches you have, and you said 6.
yeah.
Can you name them? I mean,
yeah.
because everybody uses sometimes a different terminology, the
Right.
sweeper, the swerve, What do you got?
2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, changeup, slider, which is more of a sweeper nowadays. It's a bigger slider. Curveball, cutter, mix and move, change speeds, change eye levels.
Get those guys
I'm
to
an old
chase.
school. I'm an old school type guy, so
Oh, yeah.
that's kind
Wow.
of Greg Maddux-esque. Locate the ball,
Yeah.
pitch off of that,
Don't give away.
pitch inside.
Don't give away anything with free passes. And so, but we talked before. You played under Coach Dooley, who has a warm spot in our heart here at Community Media, because we have him and I doing games when I had brown hair. So it was a long time ago, but he was a great person. I loved interviewing him after games. What was it like to play for him?
I just learned a lot about myself more than anything. Not necessarily basketball, but how to be a human being, how to be mature and grow up and be a good teammate, go out there and compete, and really just put the focus on the process over the result. I think was one of the biggest things. But just a tremendous, father figure, really.
So when you go back to Toronto for games, do you still have friends back there that you know?
Yeah. A lot of the organization, for the most part, is still
Clubhouse people and that
right,
kind of thing.
Right. A lot of the training staff, strength and conditioning staff. As I've gotten older, a lot of the coaches and the staff members are the ones that I've really taken a kin to. Nowadays with players, we're moving around a lot, so having players stay in one spot is kind of few and far between, unless you're a Juan Soto and you get that 15-year deal. For the majority of us, a lot of us are on 1-year contracts, so being able to stay in one place is something I've been fortunate to do with Toronto, then here with Seattle the past couple of years.
What's Seattle like? I was at the airport, but that was it for me. So.
Rainy, yeah. The locals always say, don't spoil our weather during the summer. It's beautiful during the summer. I mean, once you get to the end of May through the end of the season, it's sunny and 70 every day, and we got a beautiful look of Mount Rainier out there. And
I saw it from the plane. That was it. It dominates, right? I mean,
it does. It really does. It's beautiful. Our family loves it out there. We've been fortunate with a house we rent out there, and it's been fun.
let's cover some ground that we have. Hottest seat in sports. I got one candidate. We can talk about any sport. You know, we try not to be too mean. Sometimes it turns people's careers around. They, you know, respond in a positive way. But I was going to say, how about the DeBoers, the coach for Alabama? So, hey, you're not Nick Saban. You're not, and you had 12 chances to make the playoffs and you didn't make it. I mean, what do you think about that pick?
It's right up there. I mean, you have 3 losses, so
Yeah.
I mean, 3 losses in conference,
Including at Vandy. I guess that's the one that killed him. You guys follow college football at all?
We do.
Well, the athletic director, the athletic director at Alabama said they have to make a tougher non-conference schedule. I don't know who they played their 3 games that they hit this year.
Well,
but
yeah,
they said that maybe that made a difference. in not getting-
66-0 over Wofford, or I'm making that up, but I don't know. You know, I don't want to insult anybody from Wofford, but
I think they had a Mercer on their schedule this year. So,
Mercer.
yeah.
okay.
I'm not an Alabama fan, but I'm sure there have been some noises about trying to get Saban out of retirement quickly. I wouldn't be
He's the
surprised.
Affleck guy, you know.
I think he's pretty chilled right now with
Seems like
ESPN
he's
there.
doing okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still see him on TV.
Yeah, on game day, I think he's a little bit relaxed there, and you know he says what's on his mind there. But I think he's not going to leave, and you know. But you know, going back, I mean, when you're 3 touchdown favorites against Oklahoma and you lose that game, you lose to
Yeah,
Vandy.
that's true. That was
you know,
another bad
I
loss.
think you know with SMU losing by 3 points. I mean, if they would have lost by 3 touchdowns to Clemson, I think that would have been a clear shot there for Alabama to make the playoffs as 11th seed. But if it went to overtime and SMU wins, and then they both get in, but
What
that's
about
just-
Cashman for the Yankees? You know, their GM, they missed by a measly $5 million or something to get Soto. I mean, how important was Soto to that lineup? And I mean, are people complaining in Yankee Nation that they didn't keep him? I'm sure they are, because he was viewed as the savior last year, and he probably was.
Well, now they can just use that money for other players. I mean, you can,
Yeah.
instead of using, 700 some million for one player, you can use that for, maybe 2, 3 other
Yeah,
players there. So
Adames got 7 years from the Giants for how many million? I mean, there's a trickle. Yeah, I think everybody was waiting to see this shoe to drop, and now.
We were talking about the Phillies, that even with Soto's contract with the Mets, the Phillies still have a higher, total contract in terms of money with their team compared to the Mets still.
Wow. Well, they need bullpen help. It sounds like they got it with Jordan Romano. Now that you said it, I heard you say that name. I'll remember it. I read it. But yeah, because the guys that they had who were supposedly all-stars, they blew up in the postseason 2 years in a row. So who's your former closer?
well, I mean,
That you got from the Phillies?
Well,
Craig Kimbrell?
yeah, he's long gone right now. I think he'll probably be retired there. But
Well,
they're
kind of an
getting
important role, isn't it? I mean,
100%. Those last 3 outs of a ball game are different. You got to have a guy that can come in there and lock it down. And there's a few guys in the league that are really, really reliable. And Jordan can be one of those guys with the Phillies.
And sometimes you need that 3 outs, maybe in the 7th inning or the 8th inning. Sometimes that high leverage is not the 9th inning, but sometimes it's whenever you need in the 6th inning. That's what you see in playoff baseball. It's all hands on deck there.
I think you see a team like the Dodgers have been really, really elite at knowing when to bring guys in to face which guys, whether, like you said, it's the 6th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, or the 9th
now
inning.
they got Blake Snell. Is there a competitive disadvantage for everybody else? I mean, Dodgers obviously have a lot of money,
Right.
so
Can't argue against those teams that want to go out there and win. And I think, from a Dodgers standpoint, they've proven that by winning, they're able to bring in money as well. So
yeah,
you're able
everybody's
to.
down on Freddie Freeman, and look what he did in the World Series. So I mean, it is a formidable lineup. Some guys you really didn't hear too much about. What Edman just got? Did you know Edman?
Tommy Edman, unbelievable player, unbelievable person. He was a perfect fit there.
And he got paid, right? He just had a big
He just
contract.
got paid. I actually have a really good friend over there with the Dodgers organization, and he kind of picked my brain a little bit about Tommy before they made the trade for him, and I gave him as much information as I could give him.
The only bad part of all that is that the small market teams, what's their chances of winning? You know, it's really hard.
Cleveland, you know, look at what Cleveland did last year. I mean,
It's the
who
exception.
thought I know. But let's talk about the Mariners' year last year, because it's a tough start, right? A sluggish start. Was there a managerial change?
There was, yep.
And what month was that?
That was probably
May,
a little bit later than that. It might have been June. Yeah. Yeah, so we moved on from Scott Service, who I played with my first stint there, and brought in Dan Wilson, who's a Mariners legend.
Yeah.
And who'd been doing a lot of roving. But Dan's an unbelievable human being, great baseball mind.
It seems like, so he had good results. I don't know what the records were with manager 1 versus manager 2, but
Yeah.
that his first managerial job?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yep. He filled in. It's funny. He actually filled in for a little bit just in the minor leagues, and that was really his only managerial appointment. He had been doing a lot of TV work, filling a lot of different roles within the organization. But like I said, unbelievable human being. He'll be good. He'll be good there.
Well, tell me, what's the weather like in the spring? Is it a little cooler in Arizona, or is it a dry heat, as people say?
Yeah, it's not 115 like it is during the summer. You know, we have a lot of people that'll live in Arizona in the off season, and you know they always claim that during those summer months it's unbearable. But luckily they're not there during that time.
Yeah.
But when we're down there, normally it's a little chilly in the morning, and we get outside. You got some sweatshirts on, you got some long sleeve shirts, and then by game time, by 1, 2 o'clock, it's starting to warm up a little bit, get into the 70s, and after a game, you can take a dip into the pool and relax. That spring training life.
So where's Tampa going to play this year with the Trop, with the roof blew off of it?
They're going to play Tampa.
Yankees.
Yeah, Yankees
Oh,
spring
that's
training.
right.
They're gonna play
Okay,
Legends.
in Tampa.
Legends Field.
Steinbrenner, okay.
Yeah.
It was built under George Steinbrenner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
How many does that hold?
11,000.
Yeah, it's like 11 or
I was gonna
12,000,
say,
I think.
I went to a game there when my son was playing in college.
Yeah.
They had played a game. The Pirates, a Pirate fan, small market fan here. They played the Yankees in a spring training game. So when his game was over, we all ran over, and my father-in-law was a big Yankee fan. So my father and father-in-law Ryan and I, we went over and saw a game over at Legends, a beautiful ballpark.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Aren't they
beautiful
going to add
ballpark.
some seats or something? Or?
I don't know.
What was the average crowd at the Trop, right? I mean,
yeah.
15,000?
It's going to
Teens
look.
there, yeah.
Look more crowded, probably.
Yeah, it will look
But,
more crowded.
It's right across the parking lot from the Buccaneer Stadium.
Yeah, the Raymond James Stadium there. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Because you could see the big ship. We went out to park, and there it was.
Yeah.
It was
Remember
very
that,
close.
the Super Bowl with the Cardinals and the Steelers at Raymond James.
Kurt Warner
That
and
the Steelers quarterback.
Roethlisberger to
Antonio Holmes.
Antonio Holmes, like a toe tap in the right-hand corner. I remember.
One of the better catches you're ever going to see.
Yeah,
It's a good one to see there.
One of the better Super Bowls, too, for sure.
Harrison took the one interception when he went 99 yards.
Right.
That's right. He was like,
Yeah.
It took forever. It seemed like it
At the
took
end,
forever.
yeah. Wasn't sure he was going to make it at the end.
Yeah, he needed oxygen after that one. So, of course, I like the Eagles over the Patriots. There was nothing better for an Eagles fan. So, you guys, what about pro football? I mean, you care about pro
Oh
football?
yeah.
Raven? No, yeah.
No, Chicago.
That's
It's
right.
it's been a
He's,
dark and gloomy.
Ohio State,
Yeah.
Orioles,
In
Bears.
Chicago. Yeah.
And you have an NBA team?
Not really.
Okay,
I just kind of.
okay.
How do we get to those teams? How do
Well,
we?
when I was 5, I just picked a team with the Bears and just stuck with them ever since. Ohio State, I got family ties out there, and then Orioles just being so close there. But all 3, but none in Pennsylvania. But it's with Chicago, it's it's been dark and gloomy ever since basically 2010. But no positive light there. I see them finishing in like the top 8 in the draft there, but it's.
What do you got on their quarterback situation?
I think Caleb might be the answer, but it's just a matter of who's going to be the coach. You need a good coach to kind of
Yeah, we had Flus on the Eberflus. Was that his
He's
name?
been a
we
very
had him on
common-
the hot seat. Yeah.
But I think the next head coach there for the Bears, I think has to be someone that's been a veteran or a veteran head coach that can lead a team. You look at the past coaches, they have either that was their first time being a coach and
Well, I mean, obviously the final nail was that failure to call a timeout. And then,
yeah.
and I think everybody watching the game was like,
What were they
"What is
doing?"
that doing?"
Yeah.
So you're not a fan of Cliff Kingsbury coming in? I mean, he's got some
Yeah.
ties to Caleb.
You know, he's a former head coach,
Right.
so I wouldn't mind that.
What about Belichick?
I think he might go to UNC at
It
this rate.
sounded like
Yeah.
today that was a hot rumor.
Yeah.
Really?
Which
to me is,
He said, "We'll
a little-
see." That was yesterday, so he's.
I don't know, it just seems like that's a little surprising. You know, you were
Yeah.
running one of the best professional
You
football
need 27
franchises.
to pass Shula.
this could be a ploy there to kind of let NFL like, hey, teams out there, I'm so interested. I'm going to coach. I want to coach. If not NFL, I'm going to coach UNC, which I felt like that's a step back a little bit from what he's been doing for the last 20 plus years to now recruiting and dealing with NIL and transfer portal and all that there. I just don't see it. I see
A lot of those old school guys have gotten out of it, like Saban. And,
Tony Bennett, right before the season,
Right.
right? He's halfway through training camp. He says, "Enough is enough."
Jay
And-
Wright,
yeah.
all those guys are.
From-
It's not for me.
From what I read about the Belichick situation being linked to Carolina was there's been a lot of stipulations that he's put in that contract
with the son.
with his son being, a possible protege there to that role, and then as well as essentially a general manager to control the NIL and those things where he can focus on the X's and O's in football and managing the team
Yeah,
that way. But
recruiting. Can
we
you
know he
imagine
wants the
Belichick?
power.
Yes.
Mr. Warm and Fuzzy. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You see what happens there, but it's definitely very interesting, and it caught my eye there. But I guess this will be the last year for the Mannycast, where he's usually there in the first half there. So I mean, it's nice to kind of see a different side of there with Belichick there. Usually you get the 1 point answer and this and that there. So see what happens there. But
It's like Calvin Coolidge. You don't get too much out of Bill Belichick. Well, we have a live studio audience. Goldenville Gal is here. Station founder Ray Gowker was just here. It's a festive atmosphere at the station. I said at the outset that this was in conjunction with the Hall of Fame. And Joe and Scott, why don't you talk about the Hall of Fame, the values that are espoused, and how getting involved in the Hall of Fame has affected you?
Well, Jeff, we just recently had our, last month in November, we just had our last class inducted. And it's always a fun evening, and it's interesting, and you usually write something for the paper.
I'm typing like a madman to meet the deadline, because there's a lot of stuff there, but yeah.
But it was interesting in terms of everybody, the theme, how they looked at it, that the shortcomings that they had overcome. It wasn't so much the abilities, and Casey, I'm sure you can see that the same way with Scott. Everybody has skills, but it's the weaknesses that you have to overcome to be really successful. And whether you get that through a coach or you get that through some mentor or whatever, and then you have to put that into practice. So we were all fortunate. Jeff, you were inducted. I was inducted. Matter of fact, I was nominated by Coach Dooley, and that was an honor for me.
That is an honor,
for him
yeah.
to look at me and say, hey, you're in a tough situation maybe you were in, and you did a great job, and you were very competitive over the years. And that's all you try to do, is just to keep your head above water and be as competitive as you can be. And you see that with all those people that are getting inducted, and great role models. And that's one of the things Ray has been talking about, is looking at the hall and looking at the people in this county to see all the people that are inducted. It's not just I often say it's not a closet of old relics. We think of the Hall of Fame, and they're just there, and we forget about them. But each of them that are in, and it's over maybe 160 now since the organization was started back in 2001. Those 160 couple people certainly have brought a lot of fame to this county. And I was just honored that I'm at the as the president for the organization, and to see what's out there.
Scott?
Still to come.
You know, the thing I always go back to is to me, it's just sort of gratitude. You know, I was just very honored to be considered in a group like that. You know, it's not like it was something, I think I said that night, it wasn't something that when I was 22 years old, I said, you know, if I do this long enough, I'll maybe be in a Hall of Fame. You know, that wouldn't enter your mind. You know, I mean, you were at a point where, honestly, you were pretty busy.
Doing what you loved also, right?
Well,
So-
you know, it didn't seem like a job.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said that it didn't seem like it was a job because I got to do what I wanted to do. And from day to day, you know, you were just trying to do the best job you could and coach up your guys. And I was just thankful that I was able to, there were so many good people that I was able to interact with along the way. I mean, I've been very lucky. Some of the people that I've worked with, just incredible people, and learned a great deal from them. And
Can you teach character, and how important is character?
I think you demonstrate character day after day, and by demonstrating it, I think people still learn pretty well imitating things that are good. You know, they see it day after day after day. You know, young people, I think they like consistency. You know, I always say that from day to day. I think it's important. I think if you look at the best programs, whether they're professional or college or high school programs, they tend to be programs that are very stable. And players like to know who's going to coach them next year. You know, they don't want every year like, who's coaching this year? You know, and they've gone through 4 head coaches in 5 years, whereas they know the guy at the top. And, you know, hopefully they know what the program's about. And
I was just going to say, it's not just a team; it's a program.
oh, it's a program.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've been extremely lucky to have the same assistant coaches for many years, you know, they come in and do a great job. And I think that's one of the head coach's most important responsibilities is to hire good people. You have to hire people that you trust, and
You're only as good as your staff.
absolutely, you know. And I've never been a micromanager. I feel like you hire good people and then you turn them loose. You know, and that was one thing. Jardy Lawrence was a famous guy for that. You know, I can remember that I was a young guy and I started working for him, and called me in. He said, I want you to be the offensive coordinator. You know, he pretty much did all the play calling at that time. And he said, I think it's time for me to have another role, and I think it's time for you to step in. And you know, when I took it, I think, you know, in the back of your mind, you wondered, is he going to be looking over my shoulder all the time? Mm-hmm. You know, and it's tough. If you're a play caller and you have somebody looking over your shoulder, it just makes the job a little harder. And you know what? I don't think he rarely had input. And if he did, it'd be on Wednesday. Hey, coach, we get in this situation, I think, you know, this might be a good way to go. But on Friday night with 25 seconds, and he was in.
He's not in your ear.
He was on the same frequency, but he wasn't in my ear. It was very quiet. You know, you and everything. He used to signal things for many years, and then I sort of did it myself after that. But you know, I just think that and the same with players. I've never been a micromanager. I like to micromanage practice. Mm-hmm. You know, we micromanage the practice, trying to prepare them for what may happen. But on game day, you kind of turn them loose. You have to let them play. You know, and not everybody does that. I mean, I see other programs and they're micromanaging every pitch, mm-hmm. and that's just not the way we do it. I mean, I'd like to think we do most of.
You don't call the pitches for your pitchers in high school?
You know, it depends. It's a year-to-year thing.
You let the catcher do it.
Usually it's not me.
Okay.
It's usually one of the assistants.
Okay.
And if you have a veteran catcher and you've got some veterans on the mound, they
can figure it out.
They call the game. I mean, there may be times where I may make a suggestion.
Almost like a case-by-case basis.
You know, where you go, hey, let's not speed this guy's bat up here. Let's not throw the 9-hitter a changeup.
Don't give him anything to hit.
You know, that type of thing. But, you know,
I like it when pitching coaches go out there and say, throw strikes.
Thanks. What do you think I'm trying to do?
I enjoyed practice more than I did the games, only because you're teaching.
Yeah,
And you're teaching and you're trying to get them to improve each day, but, you know, and see how much they progress, not only as individuals, but as a team. And like Scott was saying, you know, it's game day, or it's, you know, they're the ones that are out there. They're the ones that now
Yeah, I mean,
How did you do as a teacher? Did they get A's or did they get B's or did they get C's? You know, so if you're only getting a C, then you're going to say to yourself, where can I improve as a coach? Get these guys a little better.
the kid takes the rubber, he's got the baseball. You know, I mean, you really, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the bucket. You know,
You're on an island, yeah.
there are things that I can do. I mean, you obviously there are decisions you have to make, but you really have very little control once the umpire says play. I mean, you know, it's you know, again.
It's like
you try to prepare.
Harold Hill in The Music Man. You know, you hope that when it's time to play the instruments, he said, "Think, man, think." You know, like let's see what you can come up with.
And most likely, you're going to fail in some situations too.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, last year was a great example. We had a very young team, but from the beginning to the end, we were a different ball club, and you saw those young kids come along, and that to me
That's why you coach.
That's the fun part,
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
right there.
the fun part is when you see this kid as a senior, you remember him as a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a freshman, and you're thinking, is this kid ever going to play for us? And you know, and by the time he's a senior, he's a pretty polished young man, and it's fun to know that he's done.
Not just a baseball player, but a man. I like the way you said
Sure.
that. Yeah.
I mean, if the only thing we teach them is how to play the game, we've probably failed. You know, I would like to think they leave our program with some other things.
Well, you're like a Picasso. You know, you have them for so many years. Maybe you're lucky enough if they're good enough. Maybe from freshmen if they could be playing. But usually, you know, mostly juniors and seniors are playing, you know, a game, and then they graduate, and now you're starting all over again with the next group, especially on the high school level. You know.
College, same thing.
Well, I've always said we don't sign anybody to a long-term contract.
And then what people don't understand, then you have to, your off season is when you become better. You know, somebody, not so much during the season as much as the off season. You know, you talk about how much you get paid on a high school level as a coach. It's very little. And someone said that for all the hours you put in, you might get 10 cents an hour when it's all said and done.
So
But that's
you're
not the reason
complaining,
why you're
right?
yeah, it's not the reason why you're coaching, because just like you said before, you know, you love what you're doing. It's a labor of love.
And it's from what it sounds like from this side, as a player side, not into the coaching aspect, but that's what I want to do when I'm done, is coaching or front office, management that way. But it's the teaching that you guys love. You know, it's not the winning, it's the teaching of the values that actually matter.
Well, I've had a number of kids that I coached and went on to become coaches themselves. And when they come back and they say to you, Coach, you know, boy, I didn't realize what you went through in terms of working with teenagers and trying to.
Or then like parents and playing time, that's a whole other.
Oh my goodness! But then again, you know, a kid who would say, "Oh, you know, they might be a little difficult with you, especially until they're seniors and they realize, hey, this is my team now in a sense, you know, and they're captains or leaders, and now they really want to take charge, and that's the beautiful part of it, to see those kind of players that will step up and lead their team.
Casey, I've been wanting to ask you this question. How many managers have you played for in the major leagues? And is there a certain managerial style that you have found leads to the most success?
I've had a good array of managers that I've played under. I couldn't give you a number off the top of my head, but just from the styles, I've been able to hit the very young, up and coming, and I've hit Mike Scioscia with Team USA, who's got a number of years of, you know, managing and playing experience. So, you know, from that aspect, just the knowledge of those guys that have been there, done that over years has always infatuated me because of the knowledge that they pass on, you know, whether it's the day in, day out process of it, whether it's how to be a man, how to grow up, you know, how to deal with failure. I think those are the biggest things that you learn as a player that you improve upon. You know, like we talked about earlier, is the skills. You know, everybody's skilled once you get to this level. Everybody's skilled. And it's how do you deal with failure? And that's where the best of the best can lose on a Monday and win on a Tuesday, because they can leave it at the field.
I'm sure you've seen all different levels of team chemistry. People always talk about how important that is. I mean, can you comment on that? How do you develop good team chemistry, or what can sour that cohesiveness?
Right. I think it's just having a common goal. And when you have guys with a common goal, and most of the time, it's at our level, it's win a World Series. You know, if we're chasing the common goal together and we're all going in the same direction. Coach Dooley used to always talk about five fingers going 5 different directions, there'd be a problem. But if you put them together and you make a fist, you could do some damage. And I've always tried to look at it that way. So as a young player, you're just trying to make it. You're just trying to get to the big leagues. You're trying to get that next promotion. Once you get there, and now where I'm at in my career, you know, 37 years old, near the end of the line, you know, I want to find a way to win a World Series. Whether it's I'm up for a day or I'm in AAA helping these young guys learn how to do it the right way. So when they do get there, they're avoiding some of the roadblocks that they may have had, and they can go up there and have an impact at the major league level and go help the team win.
To go backwards a little bit, Casey, you know, you went from DeLone to Albright and playing at a Division III school. How difficult was it there once tell us a little bit at the end there when you're a senior and now you have an opportunity. What took place at that point in terms of your first exposure to professional sports?
I was fortunate. I had really good coaching at Albright, first of all. And I think from any player standpoint, in order to be a good player, you got to be well coached. Jeff Filer and Gary Yeager Jr. were 2 of the main coaches when I was at Albright on the baseball team. Gary Yeager had played professionally with the Philadelphia Phillies. So once I got there, he helped develop a routine for me that allowed me to kind of take off a little bit. So when I went to Albright, I was probably 78 mile an hour, skinny white guy trying to throw strikes, you know, just trying to get by, right? And taught me how to get people out, taught me the proper arm care, throwing program. And it really kind of turned the corner my junior year and was able to get a little bump in velocity. I got a little exposure playing ACBL, Atlantic Collegiate Baseball League. And I was able to go out as a Division III player and play against Division I baseball players in the summer. So once I got into that, I could kind of see, hey, I can compete with these guys. You know, I can, even though I'm Division III, I can go out there and I can get these guys out. So, you know, fast forward, I get through my senior year, I start getting a couple phone calls about, you know, we might draft you here and there, and, you know, sat around, waited, didn't get a phone call. Luckily, got a phone call from Toronto after the draft to sign a free agent contract. But that exposure in the ACBL that I could get those guys out carried into that first year in professional baseball. So when I was facing these guys that were from the University of Texas and they were a first rounder, I didn't have any doubt in my mind whether I could go out there and succeed. I knew I could. And then it was just having the confidence and the ability to go out there and compete day in and day out and start climbing that ladder.
So you've stuck with the same regimen through the years? I mean, how do you stay in shape during the off season?
I've evolved, you know, like anything, you evolve, you know, science and medicine has changed a little bit, you know, and I've gotten older. So, you know, some of those movements that I could do as a 24-year-old, you know, don't quite carry as a 37-year-old. I'm fortunate we put in a home gym at home so I can, you know, daily go in there, get my work in, get my throwing in, and just make sure I'm in shape for once I get down to spring training. And that's probably one of the biggest things that's changed, you know, during the last, you know, 15, 20 years. You know, players used to come into spring training to get ready for the season. Now players are showing up to spring training pretty much ready to go and make a baseball team. Now, the guys, the Juan Sotos of the world that have signed their 15-year contracts and they're kind of entrenched.
Different tier.
They have a little bit of leeway to come in, work their way into being ready to go. Whereas players like myself, we need to come in and make an impact right away to make the ball club.
Mm-hmm. I guess your arm tells you when it's time to quit, or you can't get guys out. I mean, I guess every player reaches that point in their career.
Yeah, you know.
And I hope it's a long way down the road for you.
Right, you know, there have been guys that have been able to stick around and do it for a really, really long time. The Jamie Moyers, the Greg Maddoxes, the Rich Hills, who I just got to play with. You know, and you know, luckily enough for myself, these guys are also guys that don't throw or haven't thrown 100 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. They pitched.
Finesse, the 80, the 85, the 90.
They're not throwers, they're pitchers.
They're pitchers, and that's, you know, That's kind of the mold that I'm in. So, you know, knock on wood, you know, stay healthy, you know, keep getting my work in, you know, play as long as I can. You know, that's always been my goal, play as long as I can. I love playing. You know, I want to do it as long as I can. And, you know, when that...
It's not a job because you love it.
100%. 100%. I enjoy everything about it. I still enjoy the travel. You know, AAA travel isn't luxurious. It's not easy. I have 2 kids and a wife now. You know, being away from them for a week, 2 weeks for a road trip, it takes a toll on them. You know, my wife being able to hold home together, the homestead. My parents, my dad travels to and from spring training pretty much to get the car down there. He'll drive our dog and the kids to the next city. You know, it takes a village. It really, you know, it really does. And even in this aspect, it's the same thing.
Well, we have a new favorite ball player in the major leagues, Casey Lawrence. I think, is it a good time to go to that clip? Ray was talking about it. We have Lefty Beiser is a legendary trainer in our area, and we all know him. And he's a charter member of the Adams County Sports Hall of Fame. And we did a documentary. I say we, I mean here at the station. I had very little to do with it, but Mark Worley and Ray Gauker really took the lead on this thing. And I just heard Ray say it's almost ready, but I think we have a short clip as kind of a teaser. So if we can, is this a good time to go? Sean has given us a thumbs up. Jordan and Sean hold down the control room. Sometimes we take calls on the show, but obviously we didn't take any calls tonight, but I think it was probably a good idea. So we're going to try to break. We'll keep chatting away, and they'll let us know when they have that queued up. We ready? Okay, let's go to the clip, and then we'll come back and tie it all together.
You just can't say enough about Lefty. I mean, he's become a very, very good friend of mine over the years.
So my tenure at Gettysburg was 42 years altogether. So it was a wonderful experience. I'd do it again. With a heartbeat, I'd do it again. It was really great.
He's just an even-tempered individual who's done a lot, and he's versatile too. I mean, I guess he's quite a singer. He's in the choral groups, both at his church and in the community.
Talking about Lefty I never heard anybody say anything bad necessarily, unless they just got a test back, which they might not like.
And Lefty, again, goes back to that sacrifice, goes back to that teamwork, goes back to being only 3-4 athletic trainers at Gettysburg, being dedicated to the community, to Gettysburg, to athletic training, to the student athlete. He would do everything, and he promoted the career, the profession of athletic training. And you know, when you went around to other schools or to conventions, you know, and you say, oh, your name tag says Gettysburg College on it. Oh, do you know Lefty? Of course I know Lefty. I worked with him all the time. I had that great experience. So that dedication, everybody knew him around. You know, he was a leader in the area, in the community, in Pennsylvania, and, you know, in the nation, actually, in athletic training.
And students come back like crazy. Steve Jurgel, who was a track athlete, a very good one at Gettysburg College, Paul Walter, and he always comes back. He was also president of the Christian Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He was big in that, and he just, you know, thought Lefty walked on water, and you know, could have been right.
Here he is, more or less a farm boy. And what he did, rising through Frederick High and Gettysburg and Syracuse, graduate work, and then going on to being recognized for his work with the Olympics and so forth. And the type of individual he is, he's probably very, very proud of the fact that his own Hall of Fame elected him to that organization.
Very nice. Very great work, Ray, and great work, Mark. So yeah, Nancy and I know all those guys from Gettysburg College and Coach, Mike Cantelli and Joe Dinelli. So great experiences with everyone there at Gettysburg. So we're almost out of time. You got anything you want to quiz any of the panels?
My question there, I mean, with you being a coach for many years, do you see the evolution with the analytics? We hear that so much with baseball, football, and all that there, or you just kind of go with your hip, like, runner on first or second? Or
Probably something in the middle, Certainly there are things that we consider more than we have in the past. The analytics would tell you don't bunt the ball as much. We probably bunt the ball a little less than we used to. I mean, it used to be you got the leadoff guy on.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I could still hear my high school coach, get him on, get him over, get him in. I mean, that was the theory. I mean,
well, guys in the major leagues can't bunt anymore, by and large.
Yes, I don't even want to start with that.
I'm sure, Casey, you can, but
I mean,
you're not going to get another at bat.
I have a sacrifice bunt in the big leagues.
You do? All right.
Well,
how many major league at bats did you have?
Oh, let's see, maybe three with the sack bunt, and I beat out a double play. So.
All right.
But
Go ahead.
and again, that's probably we do a little less of that. Where it used to be, I say when I was in high school, I mean, if the number 3 hitter walked to lead off the inning, our 4 hitter in high school, he was bunting. That's the way it goes. He didn't care that he was the 4 hitter. So
when you see guys throw it around a lot too on the bunt. So
well, absolutely. But we probably do a little less of that. There are things that you do consider now. I think that maybe we didn't in the past. I know that football coaches. Put it this way. I know that I was fortunate enough to coach 3 years at Dickinson, and with the and now high schools have that same technology that we had. With the technology that we have, they do digest a ton of numbers.
That was a good example he just mentioned about high school compared to college, because I was able to coach on both levels myself. And going back to high school, you're certainly trying to prepare your team, and you would go scout your opponents, but it had very little in terms of, compared, let's say, to college coach, where he can get, videotape and see, and he also has his second team that could actually practice and prepare his starting team as the scout team. Or in high school, you certainly can't have that. So your preparation on the high school level, you're just trying to find out who's not only their best scorer, but their best rebounder. And if you could control both of those, their best scorer, at least limit to cut down what he normally scores, and stop their best rebounder, and again, just being competitive and working hard on the defensive end, you have a good chance, to be successful. And but on the college level, you were able to take that a little further with that scouting team and really break down, what the opponents were running, and go from there. And so the word analytics is sort of.
You almost hear it every time you watch.
Bill James, isn't he the analytics guy? Yeah.
Sure. When in the major leagues now, they've always got one guy on the bench, and for the Pirates ago, he's the game analytics guy. I mean, he's the guy that's
what the guy coming in the on deck circle.
Yeah, he's the guy that's telling you, look, we should bunt, we shouldn't bunt. Because the interesting thing is when we get into the extra inning games now, when we start with that ghost runner at second, and they run all the analytics. Do you bunt him to third? And give yourself 2 outs to get him in, or not? And
if you could bunt,
if you could bunt,
or if you're the home team that has that runner at second.
But Casey, as a pitcher, I'm sure he has a good idea of when he's looking at that batter, which part of the strike zone is his lowest batting average, and even making contact with the ball or having. And I'm sure you're that focused, you and your catcher, to be able to try to throw to those specific areas. Am I correct?
Right, you're correct, 100% correct. A lot of that information is just much more readily available now to the player. It used to be kind of held back where the coaches had it, and they kind of would determine if what players could and couldn't use it correctly. Now it's very much out front. you know, I won't say where I was or what year it was, but there was a year when I was in the major leagues, and you know, in the dugout we had leverage charts, which pretty much had everybody in the bullpen, what matchups were favorable for us when we would come in the bullpen from out of the bullpen, lineup wise, you know, our bench guys, who they favored, you know, as a pitch hitter or not, and a lot of that was just readily available on the dugout wall, which, you know, there's some pros and cons to that. From that aspect, but it's the game's changed, but it also hasn't changed. You know, a lot of the analytics are still, you know, first pitch strikes, you know, things like that. You know, like that's an analytical number now, and it's like
pitch you're going to get.
That's something we've always talked about.
Okay, you know, the most important pitch for you is strike one. Throw a first pitch strike, because I mean, before we had analytics, we used to have this chart, and Corey, we used to give it, okay, what's this guy's average? As the strikes go up, his average goes down, okay? I used to tell him, hey, this guy over here, 130 pounds, 9-hitter, 2-0, he's a pretty good hitter, you know? So that hasn't changed. You're right. The game, look, the teams that pitch, that run the bases well, that just play routine defense, they win. There's no mystery here. You play routine defense and you throw strikes, and you have a chance, because we tell our kids every day, if you can pitch and play routine defense, you have a chance to win every day. If you know, and honestly, you know, kids come to practice, they want to swing the bat. I get it. Okay, it's just like
kids of every age at every level.
If I'm over at the golf course, you got guys in the driving range hitting their driver. They're not over in the short game area working on their chipping and putting. But because hitting the driver's fun, swinging a bat's fun, and I think that most kids that transition into our program understand that we're spending about the first hour and 10 minutes fundamental defense. Bunt defenses, you know, making you better as a defensive player, because you have a chance to win every day. If we only went in there and swung the bat, the only days we could win would be the days that we swung the bat really well. And you'd probably lose some 10-9s. You know, okay, you swung the bat well. Because you can't pitch or play defense. So, you know, that's one of the things that, and again, I think that's one of our strong suits. I think our kids come in and they understand that. You know, our kids take pride in that. I mean, our older kids, and it's funny when you see the older kids and you see the younger kids, and they're kind of going, and that's not how we do that. And sometimes you let them alone, because, you know, that sort of
the colonial way.
Well, the way you do things. I mean, he could tell you
the cardinal way. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the way you do things.
Culture of it, right?
Yes, it
becomes
is.
the culture.
It's any, and again, that's why I was saying I think that the successful programs at any level, I think there's a culture, and it doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's a culture that hopefully there's stability there, there's a culture there, and it gets to the point where the young kids, when they walk in, somebody's told them, hey, this is how things should.
Laugh at the coach's jokes. Gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure. We're going to take a break and get set up for trivia. Scott Anderson, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Joe Yeck, president of the local Hall of Fame, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeff, for having me.
Casey Lawrence, may you pitch, Jamie Moyer pitched until I think it was 46. May you pitch at least that long.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And,
Thanks for having me.
Like I said, yeah, we really appreciate you being
This
on.
was
And we don't know, the new Oxford, Eric Harris, played in the NFL for a few years. So
I was fortunate enough to coach him.
Yeah. So I mean, we've had professional athletes, but we're always humbled in it all. So we appreciate all you do and all the great things you brought back to our area, and everybody's so proud of you.
Thank you.
So Merry Christmas to all. Corey, anything, any shout outs or?
I think we're good, yeah.
All right, special thanks to Sean and Jordan in the control room, making sure everything went smoothly, and don't go away. We'll be right back with trivia here on our holiday special. Good night, everybody. Mahalo.
So you're saying you put the marshmallows in first?
Sometimes, but not all the time. It depends on hot water. I'm sorry. Do you ever get tongue twisted?
I do.
I was so excited about hot chocolate.
I know.
It all depends on how hot the water or the milk is, because you don't want them to melt right away.
What if you're lactose intolerant?
Water.
Definitely.
That's kind of boring. Or oat milk. Or almond milk.
guess
There's
oat
like
milk.
other,
Almond
milk options.
Yeah.
Did you ever start with a candy cane?
Absolutely.
Kinda gives
Have
it
you
that,
ever
like, a mint
taken
flavor.
absolutely a chocolate bar and just melted it down?
Yes.
Then you put I always get the big marshmallows. And you want to hear the biggest trick of all?
Yes, please.
You take your big marshmallow, you put it in your fire, and you just brown your marshmallow a little bit. Then you put it in.
That's interesting.
I know.
Sort of like Cajun cocoa.
Put a little nutmeg on top.
I do
and
enjoy
stir
nutmeg.
it with a cinnamon stick.
I wish I thought of that. I like your recipe ideas.
I literally just thought
Yes,
of it. right
actually, I do really like those, what do you call those, little mini chocolate chips?
Oh, there you go.
But you kind of have to be particular about which chocolate you use. Not to product
I
place,
feel
but
that chocolate isn't a particular issue with me. Yeah.
I could be a chocolate snob. Some chocolates are
good.
kind of waxy and they don't really melt into your cocoa very well. I
would
don't
like
really
to
want to
do-
drink a
I would like
glob
to-
of
I would like to
chocolate.
try. I would like to do a cocoa tasting contest.
I would be down for that. Have you
think we
ever
should do
had hot cocoa caliente?
No,
The
but I like a
Latinas have.
hot
The Latinas
caliente.
make a spicy hot chocolate.
What do they put in
It's
it to
really
make
fabulous.
it spicy?
Definitely cinnamon is one of the things.
Ooh.
I didn't ever make the recipe. I just know I tasted it.
Oh,
and
I like
was a big
tasting
fan.
things more than making things.
Me too.
Way
Let's
better.
cheers and drink to that.
Personally, I would like to thank Community Media for over 35 years of service to the community. They are a valuable resource to educate our population of what's happening in Adams County.
Just endlessly grateful for their help, for their vision and the services that community media provides to Adams County and the Gettysburg communities.
Any nonprofit organization, any community member can walk into community media and have access to this studio and the resources here to get their message out to the community. It doesn't exist everywhere. It doesn't. It used to. It doesn't exist anywhere.
Again, thank you, Community Media, for what you do, and I wish you many, many more years of great success.
So we've been having a great time here tonight. We just saw some great sports chat. And speaking of sports chat,
I think I hear something. Do you hear that?
What is this?
We have some special guests. Is it Santa?
It might be our very,
Santa?
very
Oh,
special
it's
guest.
Corey and Jeff.
Right
Welcome,
from Sports
welcome.
Chat.
Welcome.
Yes.
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you for
Merry
being
Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas. And thank you for being a part of our holiday Christmas special.
Absolutely,
With the great people that
yes,
you bring on
yes.
Sports Chat. We just saw Joe Yates, Scott Anderson,
And Casey Lawrence
Casey
there,
Lawrence.
yes.
Really great people.
Joe Yeck.
Joe Yuck.
It was very informal, just
Yeah, a couple different
seeing
names.
their-
Sometimes he goes by
Yeah.
that. It's hard to say.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, Merry Christmas to all. And,
Merry Christmas to
did I say
everybody
happy
out there,
Hanukkah,
yes.
Happy Eid, Happy New Year.
All the things.
Happy Kwanzaa. Yeah.
All the wonderful things.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned because we have a lot more coming up here from Community Media with this Christmas special, including some songs, I think.
Yes, by the Gettysburg Civic Chorus, and then followed by that, we have some more trivia, I believe.
Trivia, where you and I are going to be with four really important people. We have David Bolton, Pete Sox, Erica Duffy, and Lyle.
When is this?
This is happening next, so stay tuned right here on Community Media for our Trivia Holiday Special.
Beautiful. Enjoy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hi, everyone. I am Moellen Ramos. I just want to say thank you so much for supporting community media and being a part of our community. We wish you an amazing holiday, New Year's, Christmas, whatever it is that you celebrate. Stay close to your family and friends and enjoy it to its fullest. And to my Latinos, muchísimas gracias por ser parte de nuestra comunidad. Somos muy agradecidos que ustedes estén aquí para apoyarnos. Feliz Navidad, feliz Año Nuevo y pásenla bien.
Hi, I'm Zion.
Hi, I'm Anna. Hi, I'm Juliana.
And we are the 2025 graduates of Freedom Christian Schools in Gettysburg. And we are wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. He
That's how
had
you'll
a
cut
very
to the
shiny nose.
You know the thing about Rudolph, though, talking about having a good day all the time, he stayed particularly nice throughout the year based on all the shenanigans. His little reindeer friends wouldn't let him play games.
No.
It's quite disturbing to me.
No, but he powered through that anyway.
He really did, just like we're trying to power through this.
I just want to know, like, does he have to, like, plug in his nose? Like, everything's chargeable now? Does he have to recharge his nose? Like, how does that work?
Call.
Or, like, do you have to eat a certain thing to keep the glowing bright? You know, like we went glowing skin, we have to hydrate and all those things. Like, what does it take for his nose to stay bright and shiny?
It's a mystery.
Does he
I don't
buff
know.
it?
He would
is
have
it,
to.
Can you see into it like a mirror?
Is it like a crystal ball? No
I
idea.
kind of want to be Rudolph. No.
That kind of does sound good. Let's talk about your favorite Christmas tradition.
My favorite Christmas tradition, at least growing up, was opening one present on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
Your birthday.
Yeah.
So we would just take time to open one sneak peek present.
Did you have all your presents under the tree prior to Christmas morning?
Throughout, so as we got older, yes, but not as
Really?
kids.
So
It's like a surprise the next day.
Here's something very interesting. I don't know where this tradition came from, but our family would not have a Christmas tree up. And then the kids would wake up Christmas morning and a Christmas tree would be there, fully decorated with all the presents underneath
that's
it.
fun.
So for our family, we let Santa bring the Christmas tree in the late hours of Christmas Eve. So when we woke up on Christmas Day, Santa brought the tree, the ornaments, the tinsel, and all the presents.
Like a party in one day.
It's a huge one-day party.
I love that.
And that tradition, we just let Santa do that for us. That was kind of how we did it.
When I was a little girl, my parents had Santa come to the house. I was very mesmerized.
Wow.
He brought the presents to the house.
How did he get time to do that?
I don't know, but apparently special privileges.
You know what's very interesting as you speak of that, on my phone right now, I have, and I should bring this up for you. Here it is. It is a Santa tracker, and we are able to see where Santa is all over the world.
That's exciting.
Right now, it looks like he's just crossing over New Zealand.
Oh, that's exciting.
Heading over, it looks like on the way to South Pacific, the Fijian Islands, and then maybe Hawaii, and then over.
I'm gonna have to download the tracker.
Is that where that's happening? Yeah, it looks like he's over New Zealand right now. So
exciting.
If you're watching this, you have a couple more hours to get in bed and to get to sleep before he hits the United States.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, so I'll keep my eye on the tracker
Also,
for the rest of the night.
Did you ever want to ride the Polar Express? I have some of my kids watching that movie right now. I feel like we missed out because we never had a train stop at our house.
No, I'm the type of kid that might not have got on that train, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I would have been a little nervous
but
about
it
the
also
train.
looked like a lot of fun.
It did look like a lot of fun.
They had hot chocolate.
They did. Darn it. It's always the hot chocolate that gets you.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook. From all of us here at Community Media, best wishes for a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Eid, and a very happy New Year. We love you.
Happy holidays, everybody. This is Corey Smith. Have a safe rest of 2024 and into 2025. Thank you.
Mary, did you
Welcome back. I am checking the Santa Tracker app now, and
Where is he?
I really just can't make sense of his flight schedule.
It is kind of all over the place. It's actually hard to tell because he's kind of everywhere all at one time. It bounces
That's amazing.
quite a bit.
I always wondered how he did that.
I don't know.
I mean, if I'm looking at the map correctly, it almost looks like he's headed toward Hawaii. Maybe he needs a break from the cold.
And what it is like these sparkly stars that just go across the map. I see that he was already over in Europe a little bit, maybe down to Hawaii. Let's see what else we have. He's everywhere, but the most important thing is he's not here yet. So you still have time to put out your milk and cookies if you haven't.
But you know what that's making me think of? Something you said. I'm still hoping for that white Christmas. Anything's possible.
It truly
I think
is.
he has some Santa snow dust in his sleigh.
I would love if his sleigh went
excited.
across Adams County and just dropped a little bit of snow.
I'm here for it. Anything's possible.
Nice white Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yes, I think so too.
One of my favorite Christmas movies, by the way, White Christmas.
Mine too. I'm
Yeah.
dreaming of it actually right now.
I love it. I can't wait to get home, get cozy. So if you have a little fire going, make yourself some hot chocolate, leave out cookies. Don't forget about those reindeer.
Your favorite pajamas, by the way?
Oh,
I'm
love
sure
doing
his
the
favorite pajamas have Santa on them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I
Rudolph?
guarantee by the time Santa gets home at the end of this evening, he probably hops in his little cozy pajamas in front of his gigantic fireplace, leans back in his chair, has his magical hot cocoa, and thinks about every single person out there.
I want to know, though, does he stir his hot chocolate with a candy cane? Like, what's his methodology of stirring hot chocolate?
I almost feel that he'd go like this and magically it
I
would
wish I
just
thought of that.
stir, and then marshmallows would appear.
I wish I thought of that.
That's what it
I'm
looks
stuck
like
in my
to
mind
me.
using a spoon still.
No.
But he is Santa.
He can use the magic of his own mind.
Yes.
Speaking
Oh,
of magic,
yes.
look at all these great messages that people are leaving community media.
I'm excited. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate your participation.
Hi, I'm Vladimir Santos. This is my wife Candy and my son Joshua, and we are visiting South Central PA all the way from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. We want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad!
Hi, everybody. My name is Lyle Pittner. I'm from the New Oxford Chamber and also Lyle Pittner State Farm here in New Oxford. I would like to wish all of the volunteers out there, not just for the holidays, but the volunteers who volunteer all year round, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We appreciate everything you do, making our community such a wonderful place. Merry Christmas.
Those are some really touching Christmas messages from our friends all over Adams County. So that's
Yes,
really
and we
nice.
actually had a special guest join us all the way from
Yeah.
the Dominican Republic visiting.
Oh, how nice.
So they were able to come in and give greetings all the way from
I
farther
love that.
south than South Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and speaking of farther south,
it looks like Santa just hit the tip of Florida.
Really?
So he's stateside now.
Well,
That's
here's what
what
I'm
it's
saying.
looking
If
like.
you're still watching us right now and you have little ones awake, make sure you start getting into bed because, you know, Santa does not come if you are awake.
This is exactly very true. Also, let me put the tracker down. You don't want to forget to set out your cookies and milk for Santa.
Oh, and of
Personal
course
fan
the
of cookies.
carrots for the reindeer.
Yes, the reindeer. I would love to meet a reindeer. I've not actually met a real reindeer. It looks like he's on the move. He's definitely on the East Coast. So, South Central Pennsylvanians, get ready.
Coming
He's
up
coming for you.
soon.
He's coming for you.
That's
Yeah.
really exciting. I
And-
love having the Santa tracker. This is something that he puts out to most parents so we can track him. And he is making really good time.
It looks like it.
Oh, yep. He might head up to Montreal and Toronto and then back down to New Orleans, St. Louis, and then on over to the West Coast. So he's right now, like you said, in Florida. So
I wonder if he has like one of those like hot cocoa machines in the sleigh where you like push a
Oh, I
button
bet
and
he
it's
does.
like Instacup.
I would love that.
I would love that too. It's like different than the K-Cup machine.
Definitely
Like the
different than a
Santa
K-Cup. It's the
Instacup.
magic. Do you know, I always wondered what that super secret magic hot cocoa recipe is.
I would love to try that.
I would love to try that. So if anybody has a really good recipe, we'd love to know it.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it stovetop? Is it microwavable? Like, what's the secret?
I have a feeling it's just pure magic.
It
and a
sounds
little
yummy
bit
to
of
me.
love.
Santa, if you can hear this message, please bring us some snow. We have a
you
lot
know
of
the
kids
song?
praying for a white Christmas, including myself. But I'm not a kid anymore, but I feel
What
like a
is
kid.
that song about White Christmas? Do you remember?
I'm dreaming
Of a
white Christmas.
just like
The ones I used to know.
where the treetops
Listen.
and the children
Listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. In the snow, Santa. Do you hear that?
We really snow.
want you to bring some snow.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Hello again, Trivialists. Welcome to our holiday special. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. Did you check out the thing they just did, the two in the other room in front of the Christmas tree?
Yeah, what happened to all
They were
the
amazing.
dignitaries in attendance we were
Where
going to
did we
interview?
get the money to get those two?
I don't know. But they don't come cheap.
Leave it
that's
up to
for
our
sure.
producers to pull that off.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Sean.
We want our salary doubled. Double nothing is
Well,
still
today
nothing.
is a
right?
special night, not just because it's our holiday Christmas episode, but we have some pretty cool people here. with
Yeah,
us
look
today.
at this. This is the ultimate panel. It's almost like a jury.
Yes. Oh no.
I might go into my
Is this an
closing
intervention?
argument.
What is happening?
Well, yeah, let's introduce our panel, and we'll start here with Pete Sox, who was, how many episodes of trivia were you involved with?
It was countless.
Yeah, countless.
Countless.
Great job. So tell us, bring us up to date. Pete Sox, tell us about yourself.
Pete Sox, I'm the founder of Sockham Web Solutions. I do website builds, rebuilds, email marketing, social media marketing. Some people may also know I'm the chairman of Berwick Township, so both of those have been keeping me quite busy.
Thanks for your public service.
Yeah. And who's your ideal client? Who can you?
I work with nonprofits, small businesses, and municipalities. So,
And they could reach out to you for anything they need.
yep,
And how do they do that?
they can do it through my website, sockhamwebsolutions.com.
Thank you. And speaking of nonprofits, one of our favorite nonprofits. We don't have favorites, but we do have Erica Duffy in the house.
Erica, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's okay if we're your favorite. No one will hear at all, Amy. No one's going to hear
We're all
any.
battling the giving spree. We're all involved.
Come
here,
on
so-
Friday, let's get it over with.
Is that the reveal date?
Yeah, the reveal's
Okay.
Friday morning. Yep.
It's coming.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Tell us what you've been up to.
We've been busy. We have a lot of programs we're putting together. We have like I said, the Giving Spree coming together. I'm just looking forward to having an author come in September. I'm hoping to sign that sooner than later and have her visit. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff
I
happening.
guess you don't want to say who it is until you have the signed agreement.
No, I don't want to give it away yet, but it's local, and it has to do with immigration and growing up with different beliefs.
That's really great. And
Well,
the library, is amazing, and we've talked about this before, is that one of those places that you could go for free, and the entire universe is opened up to you in your imagination for free. So if you don't have a library card, how many library systems do you have here in Adams County? We're above one right now in
Yes,
New Oxford.
right above New Oxford. We have 6 branches in the area, and in Adams County total, so 1 in each school district.
That's perfect. So if you're looking for something to do after school or the weekends, or even family renting a video or using their computers. go to the
Craft
library.
night, if you want to come and do diamond painting, that's a big thing. Yeah.
That's great. Free.
Nancy and I went to see Hamilton last week. Great line in there. Immigrants got the job done. So it was great. I'm sure that's what you're talking about.
Yes, I'm
same
excited.
Kind of thing. I mean, here in Adams County, they're vital.
Absolutely.
Just for our agricultural needs. And Lyle Pittner's here with us tonight.
Thank you. Hello.
State
Glad to be
Farm.
here. Thank
Thanks
you.
for your support during the fall season. We
Thank you
really
so much.
appreciate it.
Also
Like a good
wearing the
neighbor
hat
there.
with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm the president of the New Oxford Chamber of Commerce here.
Yes.
Lovely New Oxford. I came for the stuffing tonight, so I'm a little bit upset. There's no homemade stuffing.
Oh, that's
Homemade?
right. That's right.
So, yeah.
Every week I show for the different food item or something. I made us homemade stuffing for Thanksgiving.
It looked great. Yeah.
It was pretty remarkable.
Wasn't it compared with stovetop?
It was very comparable to stovetop.
heard
That's
heard
what
that.
people are saying. So tell us what's happening in New Oxford for the holidays.
Oh my gosh, well, last weekend was an exciting weekend with Light Up New Oxford and the annual Christmas tree lighting. So we had a wonderful turnout, and of course Santa comes and does a ride around the circle several times with the United 33. Great support, and oh my gosh, so many kids come out and they all walk away with a free
a wonderful bear, and just a great event. So.
And there's really cute shops here in New Oxford. So even if you're looking for
Great
that
town.
local business
Yep.
to do your holiday shopping, do try to stop in at New Oxford. I had a friend here last week from Texas,
Yeah.
and one of the places I took him was the antique stores here in New Oxford. I think New Oxford has such a rich antique market, and you find the most amazing things.
Absolutely.
And before we move on, I will say, do you know that like antiques were things I had in high school now? It's slightly upsetting, and I don't know who
The
to talk to
60s
about it.
dinette, or whatever.
But New Oxford's a beautiful.
It is a great town. Yes, it is.
Don't call it a square, it's a circle?
It is a circle.
It is a
Okay.
circle.
All right. Dave Bolton is here. Welcome.
Thank you. Dr. David Bolton, I'm the Borough Manager with Abbottstown in North York Borough, and I serve here, Community Media, as the Government Affairs Director.
Thank you very much for your support, and I think, don't we televise some of your municipal meetings?
Yes, we've televised some of our meetings. I've hosted some open house segments in the past. And
you've been a great mentor. While I was here with Community Media 2 years ago, I'd meet up with him, and he just a wealth of information and knowledge, and so integral part of Abbottstown. So
thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And if we had a Hall of Fame, it would be our back row right here.
This is very exciting.
Yeah.
Our back row.
I mean, this is like having Thomas Jefferson on the set here with all the collective intelligence of these great minds.
These are the greatest minds in the universe, and we've collected them into one room. We're missing one. They chose to be behind the scenes for others
She
to
chose
support.
to be, yeah.
She
We'll
did
give it a
chose.
little bit away, but we'll be talking about her as she no doubt will rise in the standings as
Yeah,
the
we'll play
competition
tonight.
unfolds. Let's start with Greg Weaver, our own Ken Jennings.
Hey, no.
How many times?
I'm
We don't
here.
know. We don't keep stats, but
We don't keep stats here.
over 100 times maybe. You're so modest.
I either do well or I wind up in the middle, you know.
Do you remember that show where you could like call a lifeline if you didn't know the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
He'd be my lifeline. I might just call him for random stuff because he knows everything about everything. And there's a lot of people that I know personally who play, and they always ask me, how does he know everything?
He's like science, but that's not limited to science. It's
Everything. But you don't
But that's
just
a-
know
that's
the
a,
answer,
uh,
you know the backstory.
Well, I'm a vast suppository of useless knowledge.
Yeah, science kind of separates the wheat from the chaff a lot of times. So Greg's got it all going on.
As long as it's not sports.
And
Yeah,
we
that's true.
mainly
Achilles
find you
heel.
out in Dillsburg, is that correct? Working at the tavern out in Dillsburg?
Yeah, Badill's Tavern.
Yeah.
And this weekend is the Chris Kindle Market down there. We got close to 100 vendors out there.
And we're Channel 12 is community media in Dillsburg. Is that correct?
I don't know.
You don't know? I think it is.
Out of all the knowledge.
If not 240.
I didn't mean to ask you too tough a question, but
So when is this market that people could go?
It's Friday night and Saturday, morning and afternoon.
Right in Dillsburg?
And I get to pull the all-night guard duty to make sure nobody steals anything from the vendors. So
Yeah.
I'll be there all day
It's a tough
Saturday,
town.
too.
Yeah. Whew. That's why, because he's up from
they'll
many
throw a
hours.
pickle at you or something, right?
There you go, the Dillsburg pickle.
Pickles soaking vodka, yes.
Well, thanks for being here. It's so great to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to be down here.
Yeah. And right next we have Corey, who's
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
in the top 5 of the world's smartest minds. He
Yeah,
wore
yeah.
a traffic light during our Halloween segment, stood out on the corner, and he got first
And he
place.
won that
I
night.
won that night, yeah.
It was all systems go. He gave
Shake
himself
it
the
up.
green
All the
light.
lights were working that night.
Gave
Yeah.
yourself a green light. You didn't.
That was on the script. I want to acknowledge my brother-in-law, the dude. If he's playing tonight, Merry Christmas to you and Debbie. A little personal note there. He's been a loyal player for all the way from the Nutmeg State, Connecticut. So, like you said, people from around the
From
globe.
the globe. And
And-
you've been loyal, not only sports chat, but you stay for trivia. You help out with so
Mhm.
many other things. We've done a lot of interviews together. Holiday.
Gettysburg loves love. He
Yeah.
was there.
The parades.
Every step of the way.
We're
yeah.
Basketball,
always there.
football,
Sports,
yeah.
right,
He was there for the
yeah.
tree lighting ceremony. There was a couple different ones happening all over different parts.
And that wasn't an easy shoot either. That,
Yeah.
please
You did
light
great.
this tree. I mean,
It's-
it's
it was-
you're
yeah.
fighting the crowd, right?
Yeah.
And trying to get a shot of
You did
Santa.
great.
Yeah.
Great. And next we have sometimes co-host.
Brandon,
Yeah.
also known as
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon Staub. Brandon What's new in your world?
Well, I know we're getting ready for Christmas, but I'm counting down to Creature Feature Weekend, which is coming up in like 15 weeks.
15 weeks away. Put on your calendar. I went to Creature Feature.
March 28th, 29th, and 30th at the Wyndham Hotel here in Gettysburg.
I went last year. We called you to meet you there to check it out, and I actually met somebody there who's still a very dear friend.
Did you wear a costume when you went, or do you appear in garb? Or?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. This is horrific enough.
Scary enough?
You did
Well, tell
such
your mom,
a great job.
if your mom's watching, it was a pleasure meeting her and her friend. So,
Also,
are they watching?
so Anna, me and Anna had this rivalry. I can just kind of like copy off of her.
Yeah, this is funny. The rivalry. I can't wait to see. We have to
Cheating
separate
is strictly prohibited.
Yeah, really great. But next is Anna, who not only did I get to meet through Strawberry Hill and all the different things that you guys do for your educational programs, your homeschool programs, your adult programs, 40 acres of vast, 40 or 30 acres?
35.
35 acres of this beautiful ground, open all year. You and your family can go out there and check it out. So you do a lot of great things. The education and awareness that you do is amazing. And then the second level is how smart she is here at trivia.
No doubt.
Yeah.
She has no weaknesses.
Well, to be honest, I have a secret. It's that I used to be a school librarian, so I read a lot.
Oh, wow.
So talking about your favorite nonprofit libraries have my heart too. So
Yes. And another thing that our nonprofits do is they collaborate to help the community join different aspects. So you're at the library, you're learning about the ecosystem and the great things that we do here and have in Adams County. Then you just send them right over to Strawberry Hill for more education and to learn more. Hands-on, that's how I was best at learning. I was a hands-on type of learner, and this is possible through these different nonprofits. They really reach the type of learner and child you are.
We all love trivia, and I think one great thing about our show is it only takes 25 minutes, right? Normally this is an expanded version, but you don't have to spend 2 or 3 hours at a restaurant or whatever. Of course, we don't have worldwide bragging rights.
Worldwide.
That's not nothing, that's something. But we don't have a lot of, yet. Maybe someday we'll get to the point where we have actual cash prizes.
And I understand why Tina doesn't want to be seen here on TV, because she would get mobbed. I mean, worldwide bragging rights, and she's been #1 quite a few times, going head to head here with Greg. So, I admire these people for putting their faces on camera, because they're going to need agents, they're going to need wardrobe, they're going to need cars and drivers. It's just a lot. They don't know what they're in for.
I don't have an agent, just to let you know. So. Or maybe I do. But.
Well, this is great. So I think we'll be beginning soon.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Let the countdown begin. Good luck, everybody. You know, the more quickly you answer correctly, the more points you get. And we have 25 multiple choice questions.
Yes, we do. And some of our questions are worth double points. And then what's really fun about this particular game is we're going to have questions about some of these people right here on the panel. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's cool, but...
And then we're going to pull the Greg
dude
Weaver.
might not be happy playing from Connecticut.
You know what? Then we're going to pull the Greg Weaver, and we're not just going to answer the question, but we're going to get the backstory.
All right.
Did you know that's the Greg Weaver?
You're welcome.
Getting the backstory.
All right.
So we will be beginning soon. You can play on your mobile device, you can play on your computer, or you can simply watch at home. And we have about 9 seconds.
Yell out the
before
answers to impress your friends and family.
Yeah, you know.
Like when you play Jeopardy at home.
Exactly. Get ready.
Good luck. Question 1. In what modern-day country was Santa Claus progenitor St. Nicholas born? Norway, Turkey, Italy, or Germany?
I don't have a desk to slap whenever I answer wrong, and I figure out that I was wrong. Sorry, Pete.
Thanks for the
I'm here
warning.
watching the smartest minds and how they do it. Who's sitting there first? I always guess wrong. I would have guessed Norway, but it's probably Germany.
I was going to guess Germany, but then Turkey. But
I really want it to be Norway, though.
Frozen.
I don't know what I'm thinking of.
A lot of people do think it is Turkey.
It is.
I would choose that for Thanksgiving, but It is. It is in fact
turkey.
turkey.
Yeah, see that? That's
All
tough.
right,
That's
and-
not an easy question.
I mean, this is
Got off
going
to
to
a
be
good
crazy.
start.
We're going to say, Corey got it first. Craig Weaver, Anna T. Climb Snide,
He's
Peter
read his
Socks.
Bible.
Now, this is no fighting, people. We do have referees in the corners.
My goodness.
What U.S. state was the first to recognize Christmas as an official holiday in 1836? Was it Massachusetts, New York, Alabama, or Virginia?
Was Alabama even a state in 1836?
I mean-
that's one of those you might toss out, but maybe not.
I want to guess Massachusetts because
Yeah.
I feel like it's really cold and they're around a fire and they're like, we need to do something. What should we do? It's Alabama.
I guess it was a state. It's beautiful when we learn things together. Yeah, who saw that coming? Only one person got it right. Corey.
Look at Corey.
He must be cheating.
I need to start looking at you.
Oh,
We did not
Corey.
expect this.
He's almost 96-point lead.
Wasn't even a sports question. Yeah.
Look out.
Well, you can't get wrong with Alabama.
What European language gives us the word Noel, meaning Christmas, Dutch, German, French, or Portuguese?
Noel. Now, that has to be.
I'm going to have to go.
I'm going to guess Dutch.
It's French.
Is it French?
No.
We.
No.
Well, a lot of people went with Dutch like I did, but it is France. French, who knows it? This is really fun to see. Anna knew it, of course. T. Climb Snide, Santa's favorite nurse.
T. Climb Snide on the climb.
Anna, good job. Corey's still holding out at number one, however. According to a 1979 novel Christmas song by Elmo and Patsy, Grandma got run over by a what? A reindeer, dump truck, snowplow, or tractor?
Dark song.
Oh, man, snowplow, that would be messy.
That would be very
Very
messy. Dump truck. Ugh, most unappealing. It looks
Right.
like we have the smartest minds here because almost everyone went with reindeer.
Yeah, we've heard.
somebody
I think
said snowplow.
some of us have heard that song before. It's
Corey.
in the lexicon.
Because I was answering too quick, my thumb.
Dexterity issues.
I just want to bring everybody back in. You know?
That's how he answered them right, too.
Probably would have heard that.
Good job. Anna's moving into number one.
Which branch of the U.S. military runs the holiday charity program Toys for Tots? Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines.
And that was just Toys for Tots. We saw them
So
at
they
the
can
square in
steal all the
Gettysburg.
crayons.
How'd they do? It looked like the box
It
was
looks like they
overflowing.
did great. So if you see that this year, Toys for Tots, be sure to contribute, even if it's just something small.
A quick shout out to Chris
rewrite that
Bunny,
song,
who
make sure she
organizes
gets
that.
Good
Bundy.
job.
All right, thank you, Chris Bundy.
Thank you, Chris
boy.
Bundy. And those, of course, are the Marines.
Technically, they're the Navy.
What is the technical part of
Every
that?
every
CM,
Marine in
huh?
the audience can
Yeah.
kill me.
There's no
Anna's
Secretary of
holding on to
Marines.
number one. This is fun. A little
Oh, my.
competition here.
11-point spread.
Pulling up to
Greg
number two
Weaver
ahead.
third.
Right? How many current members does the new Oxford Chamber consist of? 195, 250, 210, or 200?
I mean, the picture kind of.
Not
Oh,
only
this
are we going to
chamber. I was
find
thinking
out, but
borough council. Oh, okay.
any
That-
one of these is a high number.
Talk about unwieldy.
Answer my own question.
What's a quorum? About 90?
Picture. I mean, that.
100?
Wow, let's see.
What?
No.
210.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, Lyle, tell us about
Did you know that, Lyle?
I hate to say I answered it wrong. That was a trick question. You actually switched it on me. So we are over 200 strong. So we have 180 businesses, and then we have some individuals and some honorary members as well that we support. So
That's great. If somebody wants to be a part of it and they're in the New Oxford area, how do they?
I'll
how
just
do they
stop into the chamber office right beside Martin's in the Circle, and yeah, we'd love to have you see Jen, or stop over at my office right here in New Oxford as well. Get you signed up.
And you guys doing anything special for the holidays with the whole chamber?
No, we our big event was last week with Light Up and lighting the Christmas tree was
And
the
now
big
it's time
event.
they're working their businesses and waiting for all these great people to walk through the doors.
Yeah, we're working on the banquet now, so on our
Excellent.
annual awards.
Perfect. Well, I hope a lot of people shop local and show up here in New Oxford like I will be doing.
I'm sure they're inspired by your words.
I'm sure you're inspired to learn how many people you have on it.
Tina, originating in Poland and Ukraine, what braided yeast cake is popular with Jewish communities? Bobatki, Yulikaj, babka, or stolen.
And this is a double point, so if you get this right, you
my.
do get double points. So let's hope. It's either C or A for me, and I would say A.
C or D. Maybe.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Most people, you're right. It's Bob Cup.
So we got
Oh. Points, which means anybody can now take a
Oh my.
I should have made her come with me.
Wow.
Yoshi Kitten is somebody else who's been a part of
Always a
our show for
factor.
long time. Yeah, Tina is still hanging in there at number 2. Which one of these is not a website builder in use today? Bark, Squarespace, Wix, or WordPress? And I'm pretty sure this guy right here should know this answer right off the bat as a web-based builder. And this is
Back in my
Pete
day, we wrote our
question.
HTML by hand.
A lot of people are saying Bark is not a website. And that is correct.
Wow.
Do it.
All right.
I would have no idea.
And we're lucky enough that we have our very own Pete Sox here to talk about website building.
Yeah, so
That's where I wanna be.
WordPress is what I use, but Squarespace and Wix are also options.
So those are the back end that help you build.
That's the back end you build off of. Yep.
And so if somebody doesn't want to go online and build their own or do that, they can come to you if
Yep.
they have a comprehensive business or personal life plan to get this done.
Correct, and even if they don't, we'll figure it out.
Really? That is a guarantee. You heard it from Pete Sox here. And one more time, how do they get in touch with you?
My website, SockhamWebSolutions.com.
SockhamWebSolutions.com.
Is that SOCKEM?
Correct.
No punctuation?
Yep.
You got it. Well, Yoshi's holding on to number 1, even though she did not know the answer. Anna's number 2, and TM Clyde staying in number 3.
In a fit of holiday humbuggery, what U.S. state did not declare Christmas a legal holiday until 1907? Texas, Alabama, Oklahoma, Louisiana.
Alabama.
Go with Alabama.
Can't wait to see who got that.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
Corey blushes.
Well, you see what you learned.
I said Oklahoma.
You absorbed that information.
There we go. A lot of people are thinking the humbug is Oklahoma. Oh, what's going on, Oklahoma?
Well, it didn't become a state until 1912, did it? Or maybe
Well,
it was,
Yoshi
maybe it was
Kitten knew
before
it,
that.
staying and holding
Yeah.
on to number 1, so you got your competition there. Anna and T. Climb Snide holding on to the number 2 and 3 position, even though they didn't know it. In which European country were candy canes believed to have been invented in 1670 to help keep children quiet during church services? France, Amsterdam, Germany, or Poland?
Did they hit him with it?
Yeah, how were they used?
I need to phone a friend.
What size?
Those things are hard.
Crooked punishment.
Yeah.
I
There
didn't
you
get a
go.
chance to
A little eye
answer.
jab.
Well, it does seem like.
I didn't answer in time.
Oh no.
Can we go back?
Germany.
I would have chosen wrong anyway.
Germany, ausgezeichnet for the Germans. Yoshi Kitten, Anna, and Greg Weaver
Oh my goodness.
moved TM Klein Snad out of there. The dude holding on to number 13.
State counts mistletoe as its official state floral emblem. Arkansas, Tennessee, Kansas, or Oklahoma.
Well, we know we don't want to talk about Oklahoma after their humbuggery.
I was going to go
No,
with Alabama,
thank
but
you,
that's not
sir.
on there.
I don't know. Would that be like a Tennessee kind of vibe? Like, we're warm.
There are a lot of political issues that need resolution, and you spend time.
Oklahoma. You know what? They tried to make up for
They
it.
came back. It
They
was a-
tried to make up for it.
Atonement.
That's exactly what it was. Well, Doc Bolton got that one.
Good job.
Wow. Which title does not describe David Bolton, Chief Diversity Officer, Trump presidential appointee candidate, Chairman of the PA One Call Board of Directors, or PA Governor's Award for Excellence in Local Government recipient? So that means
Technically, just give it time.
David
You might
Bolton
be.
was all of these except which one? That's amazing. I
Most
don't.
people say the Trump presional appointee candidate. The people
What?
don't know.
It's the chairman of the PA One
Italy.
Call Board of Directors. What? Can we get a quick backstory?
So this is my first year on the PA One Call Board, so I'm not the chairman. All the other positions I've held, and just recently, as of the other day, I was notified by the Trump administration that I'm being considered for an appointment.
Wow, that is a huge congratulations. Yoshi knew that. Of course, our very own Doc Bolton knew that, unlike somebody else on the panel with an earlier question. Congratulations. That's awesome. Good job.
In what country would natives use Bon Natal to wish someone a Merry Christmas? Italy, France, Spain, or Portugal?
Bon Natal. Oh, we got this one back here who knows exactly. I see the bouncy happiness. Bon Natal. Give us a shout out, Moellen. What is it?
Sounds like Italy.
Portugal.
Portugal.
It's Italy.
I said Italy.
Erica Duffy.
That's the best.
Oh, no.
Where's the B-roll on
Meteoric
that?
rise.
I wish the camera was on you. That was the best reaction I've ever seen. Anna and Team Clyde staying at 2 and 3. Okay. What was the year of the Friends of the Library? What year the Friends of the Library was organized? 1955, 1950, 1959, or 1960? And this is our Erica Duffy question here at the Adams County Library System.
That's a good question.
Pressure. You better get it right. Eric.
I hope I did.
Any and all of these is a long time, over 60 years for. Is 1959. Tell us about that. What is the Friends of?
Well, I'm glad you chose this one, or that this one's up there. So the Friends of the Library are their own singular nonprofit that support the library by raising money through various fundraisers and appeals. And then at the end of the year, they make a donation to the Adams County Library. And right now we have 3. We have the Friends of our Trone Memorial Library, our Friends of our Littlestown Library, and our Friends of the Adams County Library. They have a big July book sale.
That's right. Every year at the rec park, we do that. That's really fun.
Yeah, it is awesome. So we really appreciate that. It helps with the smaller initiatives and all for the greater cause. So definitely support a Friend of the Library group.
That is
sure.
perfect. And how would they do that? Do they just reach out to Adams County Library?
Oh, that's a good question. You can
That's
send
probably
it
the
to.
answer.
You can send it to development@adamslibrary.org. We'll get you from there.
Perfect. Development@adamslibrary.org. And
Support the book sale.
yeah.
Support the book sale. I'm trying to think. Littlestown always has the really good soup sales.
Get part of that. What
Yeah.
time of year is that?
They do a spring and a fall. So
Okay.
you'll have to look on our website on Facebook
Perfect.
to the library.
Now we all learned a little something. Yoshi Kitten knew that. So did T. Climb Stein, moving into number 1, and Anna holding strong by 1 point above Doc Bolton.
According to Buddy in the 2003 Christmas comedy Elf, the 4 main food groups for elves are candy, candy canes, candy corns, and candy apples, stuffing, syrup, or cookies.
Well, I know snuggling is part of it, but it's not up there. I think I know this one.
Stuffing?
I think it's syrup.
Okay.
I think so. That's
I've seen the
lot of-
movie.
Yeah, he puts the syrup over
Wasn't
everything, and
was
it
James
is.
Caan in it?
Yes, it's a great movie. Look at that. T. Climb, Anna, Doc Bolton. Corey, you knew it. Got to move back up there.
What was the
CM
answer?
Punk.
Was
It was syrup.
Syrup, okay.
Yeah, like you put on pancakes. Not bad. What significant event do holiday nativity scenes represent? Jesus' birth, Jesus' first words, Jesus' baptism, or the Last Supper? And I guess if you're looking at that picture and you think it's his first word, it's quite an honor.
What did he say? What did he say?
Bless you.
Bless you.
It is his birth, of course, with Joseph and Mary kneeling down. The 3 wise men, which we have quite a few wise men in the room today.
I'll say.
Yes,
and women.
indeed. Corey.
Corey.
I
Corey.
meant to hit A, but
here we
In
go.
what year was WordPress first released? 2003, 1998, 2014, or 1988?
And this is another one that we're going to be looking right
Is this
here,
Pete?
Mr.
A
Sox,
Pete question?
to make sure.
First, I hate to ask a dumb question, but what is WordPress?
Yeah.
That's the platform to build your websites on.
Okay,
One of
thank you. All right.
And I'm starting to wonder if I hit the right one.
It is actually 2003.
Okay, I didn't think it was that old, did you?
Wow, 2003. It's a lot. So you asked what WordPress was a couple times. I still don't know. And that's why somebody like this and the services that he has is so valuable. And I know that a lot of nonprofits look for easy, quick ways to get things done with also a community member. So I think that's really great when you're looking at the scope of building out somebody's brand and you're local and they're local and you know about that nonprofit. It's really great to get somebody local to really help you do that. So again, glad you're here.
Thank you.
You got it. Anna, holding on to number 2. What year did the Gettysburg Library move to the Federal Building on Baltimore Street in Gettysburg? Was that 99, 1990, 92, or 85, 1985? There it is.
No cheating.
This is fun. Looking, Corey?
I turned it over.
Most people are saying 1999, and the actual correct answer is 92.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yay, Lyle got it. 1992.
I didn't know my own question, but I knew
Let's
it.
go.
I like the old prison.
And before that, it was at the borough office, right? It was formerly the jail,
old
the Adams
jail,
County
yeah.
Prison, way long ago.
Yes, it's moved
Before our
around.
time.
Yeah.
That's quite a movement from the jail.
To the library.
Not bad.
To Borough Hall.
Yep.
It's great to repurpose buildings. That we should all be doing. Keeping it going. A lot of people did not know this, but now they do. Because when they go get their library card, they can learn more how to
Or
do
you can
that.
visit the website, and the history of the library is also on that page.
History of the library. But you don't know it.
1992.
Well, there you go.
They moved to Gettysburg.
Good, yeah. Yeah, and they have friends of the library. You can get soup.
Oh, yeah, Littlestown.
Littlestown.
I've had that soup. It's quite hearty.
Yes.
Good soup.
It's very, very good. So we're gearing up with anticipation.
A traditional Portuguese holiday wouldn't be complete without bacalhau, which is dried and salted turkey, cod, pork, or beef.
Again, this is a double point. So if you're and you know this, you could just go straight up to the top of the tree like a star.
Well, Portugal is a seafaring. Yeah, I was going to say cod. that would have guessed cod.
Yeah, of
And that-
course you're right. Lisa Child.
All right.
Good job.
There we go.
Yoshi,
getting up there.
Anna, T-Climb Stein, holding on to the top 3 positions. I see
dropping out of
CM
the-
Punk in the back.
I am dropping like a rock.
I got to tell you,
The dude, number 10, he's climbing.
Yeah, but you're smart.
this is great. Which of these is not an ingredient found in traditional eggnog? Butter, sugar, cream, or egg whites? So 3 of these are in eggnog. 1 is not. Butter, sugar, cream, or egg whites? I'm going to guess butter.
Yeah, that goes in hot buttered rum.
I think we need a taste test.
I do too. I'll bring it next time. So if anybody wants to show up in studio next
Butter.
week, I'll probably have
It is.
that eggnog here. It is butter because you have the cream, the egg, that other thing they said. It's all good. Our top 3 players did not know the answer, which is surprising. Nor did our good Corey.
Well, wait, when you spike eggnog, what do you put in it?
Oh, that's what you guys are waiting for, the rum.
Oh, rum, okay.
Bourbon, pretty much anything. Let's be honest.
These 2 cinematic Santas appear in different versions, one from 1947, the other in the 1994 remake of what Christmas classic, A White Christmas, Miracle on 34th Street, The Man Who Saved Christmas, or All I Want for Christmas. I think this is a case where to pick the photograph really helps.
I just
The
watched
black and white.
this
Yeah, most
weekend.
people, yeah,
Natalie
Miracle.
Wood, yeah.
As a child,
Yes, she was great. Miracle on
34th Street, yeah, the
Yeah.
dude up to 9.
It's interesting. I watched it this weekend, and when they were giving him the evaluation, Santa the evaluation, that was an interesting,
Yes.
very outdated.
It is.
Yes.
I didn't remember that part until
Yeah, me neither. They were giving Santa the evaluation because he was trying to convince, he's Santa, he's Santa Claus.
Yes, how?
And they would just ask him a few questions, and then when he questioned the psychiatrist back, they're like, he's got to be crazy. He's questioning me now. Like, could you imagine how many times I'd be locked up? Wow.
Buddies.
Yeah, so that was interesting to watch something that old to see how we've changed. Yeah, we welcome communication. How long has the new Oxford Chamber of Commerce served our community? 70 years, 60 years, 64, or 50 years. No sweat under the collar there to get this one
Another
right.
one for Lyle to get wrong.
Yep.
I clicked the wrong one again.
Did
you? No, you did not.
No.
Lyle.
Fun this time, man.
The correct answer is 64 years. We're going to see
I clicked
Lyle.
the wrong one.
This is epic. This is epic.
Lyle, you're great.
I was so
Great
excited, so I
FSP.
clicked. I was like, oh no.
So this is what's happening in live studio. What happens is so many of our viewers at home, they get so excited and they click really fast. And yeah, you get excited.
Oh, yeah.
But it is the...
So we began in 1960.
Yeah.
So that's what I selected, even though that wasn't one of the answers.
Oh, this is fun.
So it incorporated in 1997. But yeah, we've been here 64 years serving the community.
That's so great. And I bet a lot of... how many of those businesses have stayed along the longest, do you know?
We've got Martin's, yeah, Martin's. We just celebrated over their 50th, so that's
That
been
is
exciting.
so
Yeah,
great.
just had a great birthday celebration
Wow.
for them this summer. So amazing event. So
Shout out to Martin's.
Of potato roll fame?
that would be Martin's Hardware.
Martin's Hardware,
Yeah.
right here on the square?
Yeah.
I guess you could get some tools
circle.
and make a potato
No,
roll.
no.
there, but-
I didn't think, but I didn't think Martin's was here.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn about our local
And that's why
community.
we're here today.
I've been to that hardware store.
Oh, it's a
Very
great hardware
helpful.
store, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
great
great.
people.
Family run. And
Absolutely,
still,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
New Oxford is adorable.
Guaranteed to get help anytime you walk in.
Only a few questions left. The tension is palpable.
It really is.
Can anyone catch Yoshi Kid? And who plays Christmas curmudgeon Ebenezer Scrooge in the 1992 musical The Muppet Christmas Carol? Jim Carrey, Patrick Stewart, Kelsey Grammer, or Michael Caine?
I love. I think this is
wouldn't take
Tina's
all it is.
favorite
But
Christmas
wouldn't take
Carol
my
version. Is the
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas. So I'm pretty confident she will get this correct. I think it's Michael Caine.
Really?
Yeah,
Michael Caine being Michael Caine.
I think it is.
Plays
Yeah,
it straight.
That is.
yeah.
I didn't pick that.
Tina, I'm pretty sure you
Michael
got that.
Caine.
Yoshi
Playing
Kid,
Scrooge.
Anna T. Kleimstein all got it correct and still holding on to the top 3 spots.
job.
Anything can happen. We have
Maybe
a couple
beat the dot.
questions left. Learning a lot. In which of the following boroughs has David Bolton not held a position? McSherrystown, North York,
Well, you answered too quick
Abbottstown,
on that
or
one.
New Oxford? So this guy's been doing
Said
everything
I could maybe still beat the dot.
except
but no.
his next conquering borough. What shall it be? Well, I know it's Abbottstown, of course.
Yeah.
That
It's
he's
not
in,
Abbottstown. New
It's
Oxford.
New Oxford.
So New Oxford, I've never held a position here, although I do interact with a lot of the council members and the staff here, and we always come out to the great
That
events
would be a trick
that they
question
have.
because you're everywhere we do something New Oxford. You're always here. So that was kind of a trick question. So even though he has never, he still volunteers his time here and supports.
Thank you for
job.
your service.
Most definitely.
Appreciate
Good job. This guy's everywhere. Look at the Yoshi, Anna, T. Climb.
Ugly Christmas sweaters, such as this one featuring blank, have become a cultural Christmas time trend. Kenny Rogers, Hank Williams Jr., Richard Simmons, or Bob Ross?
Okay, so 2 do look somewhat similar, but with the paintbrush in hand, I'm sure everybody can get this.
And the haircut. How many years was he on?
Richard Simmons.
Just trying to get
That's a
ahead
good
of you.
trivia question. How many?
Almost everybody knows this. Who? Let's see who didn't. Let's see.
What's the
these
name of his show?
5. Bob Ross.
The Joy of
painting.
Painting. Joy of Painting.
The Joy
Wow.
of Painting.
Enjoy painting?
He was a he was an ensign. He was a drill sergeant in the Air Force.
Really? That's interesting.
Huh.
Painted
Imagine getting
planes?
dressed down by Bob Ross.
Happy little Christmas trees
At least that's relaxing.
that I still
now.
can't paint.
Where's the sports question?
Not a requirement to
Was
serve.
that our last question?
No, we're still going. Oh boy.
I was just,
Oh, not including the red-nosed Rudolph. How many reindeer pull Santa's sleigh? Just right in your answer.
I have no idea.
You know, and
I don't know.
we didn't sing that part.
and
Dasher and Dancer.
I'm very glad they mentioned
Prancer,
not
Vixen,
Rudolph.
Comet and Cupid.
I was going to
and
count him.
You have to count.
not.
Vixen.
You can kind of count if you
What
watch
do
the
you
screen.
know?
It's
The
there are
most
pairs of
famous
2.
rainbow of all.
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Reindeer.
What was it?
Reindeer.
The correct
The most famous rainbow.
is 8, of course. And rainbow, the most famous rainbow. How much eggnog have you had tonight? Well, here are our winners. They are in the room.
Not
We
enough.
would like security to be ready. Third place, Tina T. Climb Snide, coming in on third place.
Bronze.
Our very own Anna also here.
Silver.
Silver bells.
Oh.
And Yoshi Kitten, who should have been here with us tonight, taking the #1 spot.
Nicely done, Yoshi. I think at least a few wins in the past history.
Yeah, Yoshi
Kitten.
has done that.
Rising to the top.
Well, you're absolutely invited to come
rub it
back
in all
with
week.
Greg Weaver or anybody anytime you come.
I know
This
what
has
it's
been
like,
fun.
Greg.
Well, let's celebrate the top 24 minds in the universe. Jolly old Eve Nicole,
Good job.
24th
rounding out.
with 0. It must be technical issues.
Sometimes people just want
No
to
Wi-Fi.
watch, feel
Yeah.
a part of it.
Oh, boy.
You know?
If I just would have got my own 2
Well, I
questions.
started as my name and then went to an alien.
I see. Yes. not
23,
bad.
Coach A. Was that Coach Anderson? He was here for Sports Chat.
Yeah. Good job.
He must have
Thank
had
you.
technical difficulties too.
There are a few with technical.
Tied for, yeah. How do you determine? Well,
I mean, when they saw the panel, I could understand where most
It's
people would just
intimidating.
say. It is very intimidating. You
No
know,
doubt.
smartest minds in the world, community leaders.
when and where also had 0, 25, and update 22.
Yeah, they need a few more updates, maybe. You know,
Had
get that.
could
We
have
have so
phoned
many
a friend.
people. We had our fake Erica Duffy as 21, Diane #20, our very own somebody else in the studio we will not name was number 19, but we got a great show.
Rhymes
out of
with
them
flow.
earlier. That was excellent. I wish we had the cameras on you. That was-
Nicely
that was
done.
probably one of the most fun things.
And then keeping it in the family, Denny Weaver at 18.
job.
Another update, 17, old 1967 Ford.
Yeah.
Was that Robert, you think?
I think that,
That
was
was Robert.
Robert.
He called in before the show.
Yeah,
Oh.
I even kind of figured that's who that was.
Did he try to call during Sports Chat?
He called at 6 to 10.
Oh, did he?
I
Well,
missed
thank
it
you
by
for
that
joining.
much.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Jeff Cook's biggest fan was 15. Santa's favorite nurse
14.
came in at 14.
Hmm.
You know, probably after a long night of delivering presents
Yeah.
and all the drinks and cookies. You know,
That
you
sounds about right.
need a nurse. Finn, what do we got here?
13, running late.
Oh, that's
That-
okay.
A built-in alibi.
Yeah, there you go. And then right after that, I think we had
That's
Finn,
your the
somebody.
top 12.
Finn
yeah.
would have known his own questions. He would have did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn McGann,
Was that
12.
you, buddy?
CM Punk, 11. Anna,
The guy in
bragging
the panel,
rights.
and half the questions were about him.
Corey, 11.
Corey, you really
Just
started
missed-
out strong, and maybe we put the
Yeah,
pressure on you.
I was
but-
kind of hoping for more sports questions.
He will.
Yeah, or Taylor Swift. I
There
noticed
weren't-
you do a lot of good.
There weren't many sports questions tonight,
Actually,
were there?
none.
Christmas
None.
sports question.
Yeah.
Our very own
Ice
Pete
hockey,
Sox,
could've
number
Yeah.
9.
Elf hockey.
Erica Duffy came in number 8. Got all those questions answered.
Nice.
There's a lot.
Nicely
Little
done.
friendly competition up here at the front row. Not bad. We haven't had to use security yet, so we're doing good. They're poised. They're ready, just in case. Got them in the corner there.
Number 8. Are we ACLS?
Yeah.
That's
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 Erica
Erica.
Duffy. We got-
Okay.
Then your dude, number 7.
Dude, 7. Impressive. He had a slow start, but he really picked up momentum.
And are they local, the
This-
dude?
He's from Connecticut. His
So he did
sister's here
really
in the
great
studio.
with a
yeah.
lot of these local questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Jolly.
Oh, Eve Nicole. So
Good job.
that was
Number
our
6.
number 24.
Amy, that's my sister.
It is?
Oh.
Yeah, so shout out to my sister. She plays 6.
She had a
Nice.
She had a nice comeback.
There.
A nice
Yeah.
comeback.
Good job.
Little
Join us
nepotism.
anytime here. We saw her in Camry before. Then, of course, we had our very own Greg Weaver.
Runs in the family.
Did that. Doc Bolton, number 4. Not only, another question we could do in the future is what number was Doc Bolton not? And
Yeah.
He does it
1,
all.
2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
know.
you guys heard me. I was
Well, he's
like,
gotta-
well, at least I
yeah.
can still beat Doc. And then the next question was, Doc is not
All
the one.
right.
This girl counts. I'm like,
TKLYM Snide with an excellent bronze finish, 11:49.
So happy to have her here, and you guys all got to meet her. It's so great to finally put a face to a champion of so long, an nemesis. I love it. And of course, our very own Anna.
Silver, pretty sweet,
Silver
huh?
bells, so we'll call it for this.
And the grand winner, not here in the
Yoshi.
studio tonight, but we're issuing an invitation if Yoshi Kitten wants to come here and claim whatever honors Yoshi Kitten is entitled to, please do
Love to
so.
see you.
We'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Not here in the studio, but already rubbing it in.
This is such a great community that we've built here. This is really
Yeah, and we can't thank all of you enough, and everybody staying home for Christmas. Anybody have a far-flung destination? Everybody staying home?
I'm going to Texas.
You're going to Texas? Okay.
Balls.
Good luck with that. It'll be great. It'll be
Why are you wincing?
just the
You're on live TV, Greg.
You're on TV.
Are the people in Texas watching?
We don't get this station in Dillsburg.
oh.
Yes, yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, anywhere.
Channel 12.
Great.
YouTube lives forever on the internet.
Or Texas.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I want to give some shout-outs here for this special episode or special edition of Trivia. Our founder, Ray Gauker, did a lot of work.
Amazing job.
And as always, and station manager, Mark Warely.
Somewhere.
I mean, it was an instant transformation. Within
Yeah.
about 15 minutes, turned the working set into a festive atmosphere. And Sean and Jordan did, as always, a great job in the control room.
And Mo
Who am I
Allen
leaving
working
out?
in the back.
Mo doing a great job. So anybody else?
Megan, yes.
Oh, yes, Megan Worley. I mean, her presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megan Warley, she, last time we had our mixer, I think Lyle was
Great
here,
job, yeah.
the presentation was so impressive, and
Absolutely.
what you did tonight with very limited time was very excellent, as
Phenomenal.
always,
Thank
so
you.
thank you, Megan.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, anybody else, did we leave anybody out? Did you have fun, everybody?
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here and everything you do for the community and how we're able to reach out and just support each other, not only just during the Christmas holiday season that we bring people together, but it truly is all year. So my employer to you is continue to support community media, whether that's watching trivia, telling people about it, hanging a flyer in your business about it, because it really does connect people. And Ray Gauker kind of coined this phrase about 2 years ago, keeping Adams County safe, vibrant, and thriving. And we don't do that alone. We truly do that with every single person. So thank you for being here. I know it was a long journey for some of you to get here. Others were right down the road. But I cannot be in more gratitude. And I think being in gratitude puts you in a pretty special place. So thank you.
Will the mixer continue after we go off the air?
Yeah, we're going to do that. The headstands, the
No
drinking
keg stands.
game. Oh,
Headstands, okay.
well, I was going to say keg stand, but
All right. Well,
I mean,
I'm sorry.
doing
All
all the
right.
fun Christmas holiday.
Well, Merry Christmas to
Merry
you,
Christmas.
Amy
And
Welsh.
to you. And might I say that we have a birthday coming up. We share the same birthday.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
And but we have a show next.
We have a couple
Tuesday,
shows,
but not Christmas
And I like
Eve.
to get people ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Christmas Eve birthdays, so we'll be celebrating that. But happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Eid. Happy New Year.
Happy all. And I'm just happy that after this, we're going to take a big group photo.
Okay.
And I want to put the two nemesis next to each other. See this photo. I can't wait.
Hamming it up for the camera.
This will be fun.
All right. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. We wish you the happiest of holidays.
Happy
Until
holidays.
next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Did you ever,
Sorry, I'm busy with Santa Tracker, but yes.
But the Rudolph. I think that guy doesn't get enough credit. I mean, I know we have a song about Rudolph.
We definitely
But he
do.
puts in a lot of work.
He puts in a lot of work.
Like,
and
he's got to light the way.
Cookies there.
I love cookies.
I love cookies. Did you bake these?
No. I saw them. This is for Santa, but I think you can have them.
They smell amazing.
They look amazing.
Thank you.
So
Absolutely.
I don't know the etiquette of eating Santa's cookies, but I don't think he
Can
would
we
mind if
smell
we
them?
tried
I think I
them.
got the approval from.
They smell
from the big man
amazing.
Santa.
This is really good.
I just love smelling cookies.
I love eating cookies.
Yes,
And these
I do
are
love eating
definitely
cookies, too.
homemade.
I'm
So
gonna-
if you're at home tonight and you have homemade cookies, I hope you're enjoying them as much as we're enjoying these. Thank you, Corey. And for a matter of fact, speaking of cookies and Santa, I'm going to check my Santa tracker just to see where he is. I'm sure he's getting filled up with cookies, so he wouldn't mind. Where is
But I
he?
don't think he really gets full of them. It's his favorite thing.
Truly. Looks like he's over Europe right now.
I had
20 degrees south, 59 degrees east.
It looks like they have some snow.
Yeah, they're getting snow for
It's
sure.
getting closer. Santa, if you can hear this message, we really want snow.
We really want snow.
We really want some snow.
And we're just trying the cookies for you, Santa.
We're gonna share the cookies.
There's plenty for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, and also I finished my hot cocoa. I have milk now. I don't know. I had Corey
Milk
go
and
get me some
cookies.
milk, but you need milk with the cookies.
Nothing like a good crispy edge to a
no,
cookie.
but they smell amazing too. Not to go back to that, but if it doesn't smell good, why eat it?
This is amazing.
Hi, I'm Brandon from Trivia.
And I'm Anna.
We wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
And a wonderful happy holiday.
Hey, this is Greg from Community Media Trivia, and just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holiday, Happy Festivus, and whatever you celebrate. And
Hi, I'm Tina from Destination Gettysburg, but I also play trivia. It may be Christmas, and we may be arch nemesis, but I will still wish Greg a Merry Christmas, and a Merry Christmas to everyone else, too.
And now we're going to go ahead and participate in the Feats of Strength for Festivus.
I thought you were going to say, "Are you listening?" In the lane, Santa, snow is glistening.
Are you listening?
A beautiful sight.
We're happy tonight.
We hope to be walking in a winter wonderland.
We're really looking for that snow, Santa.
Look, it glistens like this. but there's
Gone
this-
away.
Is the bluebird
here to stay?
Is the new bird
to face unafraid?
The plans that we've made, walking in a winter wonderland. And look, there's a snowflake here on the tree.
Oh, this is telling us.
This tree is getting me right now. It's
We
like
need snow.
Christmas and snow. They go
Snowflakes
together.
Falling all over town.
Gonna be our town.
Slipping, sliding. Everybody's rushing around.
I'm excited.
Is it on? Tell me when it's on. Is it on? Let me know when it's on. Is it filming? Is it on? Is it on? Am I in view? Am I in camera? Do you like it? Or is it this way? Am I on? Am I on? This one? This one? Am I on? Is it this one? Hey, it's Amy with Community Media. And once again, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays with your friends and family. And I certainly want to thank you for all of your support from Community Media this year. It takes people just like you in our community who see the value of the same things we do. So as Raymond Galker says, let's help keep Adams County safe, vibrant, and thriving. And we do that with people just like you. Thanks so much. Happy holidays. And I can't wait for 2025. Am I still on?
Hey, welcome back. Next, we want to highlight for you some of the amazing things we were able to cover this year, including the Hanover Parade, I believe.
Yes.
A Christmas parade.
Yep, we did a Christmas tree lighting in New Oxford.
Those are very exciting.
Yeah, and we're going to see some clips now of some of these great events that we were at this year that included Christmas in your own town. So here they are.
Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raymond Galker, the president and founder of Community Media, and I hope you enjoyed the programs that we brought to you this past year. Thank you for your support, and each year we get better and better, and it's because of your support and the efforts of the fantastic team we have here at Community Media, through the leadership of Mark Worley and the magic of Sean G. Magic Garrett. So thank you, and everybody who supports us and everybody on our team, I appreciate your effort. Thank you so much.
So it looks like Santa Claus is definitely on his way almost directly over Pennsylvania right now. So it is time for us to wrap up this show.
Yes.
But before we go,
we would like to wish all of you
a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we want to thank everyone who joins us every single day and week, our Patreons, Zelmas.
And Rachel Beard, thank you.
And if you want to become a Patreon and help this channel grow, please get in touch with Community Media at communitymedia.net. But before we go,
we have a special solo. Well, actually, it's a duet.
It's a duet, and when she says special, it's gonna be special.
Listen, I'm ready for this. I have my cookies and milk.
Yeah, we're ready to go. So get ready.
Okay, here we go.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you,
wherever you are.
Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.